the Procrastinators. Come on and listen along. Yeah, we all watched the latest Stephen Bond. And now the memes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. I want to die of the Procrastinators podcast.
The PCP.
Yeah, there you go. We always record a podcast
on the internet.
And if you think we won't, well,
the most peculiar way. Fuck.
Hey, that is similar. I'm the best guy ever,
and Steven.
Yeah, and Steven is here, aka Hypocrite.
Yeah.
I'm Pearl. It's me. I did it.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I think
Sure.
we should mention Munchie is not here because his voice is dead. Go watch the video Live and Learn on Munchie's channel. You will understand.
Indeed. Please do. Please go watch that video.
Wait. Shut up, everyone. Let me talk more about which crystal gem I am. I'm actually
Okay.
Amethyst, and let me give you a
Why?
long... Let me give you...
Because everyone hates
Because you are a literal trash eater and a garbage
Wow!
person.
No, I'm Amethyst because I have tender feelings, and you just shattered them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do people not like Amethyst? I love Amethyst.
Ben, did you not see the new Stephen
personally
Bond? It was
don't
confirmed
care
that
much.
Amethyst is the most emotionally mature. That was
Amethyst
established.
is great.
Canon.
It's canon. They said
Well,
so.
that means I don't like her as much anymore, but I used to like her.
Oh, but Ben,
Okay.
she eats trash, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's fat, like me.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. She's a manlet.
Ben's here. We're past that. Tom is here.
She likes horses.
Ben.
Oh, sorry.
She's a horse.
She is a horse. I'm here.
There he is.
I'm great. I still like Peridot.
Peridot's good. And Mage. Mage is here.
It is I, the mage.
Mage is like Garnet, because she's a lesbian.
I'm not a lesbian. I'm two little lesbians in a trench coat.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That pretty much sums up Garnet right there.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much else going on there. I'd say I am like Ruby, who also is my favorite of the crystal gems. Because I'm a little Spitfire with a big attitude.
So, like,
Wow.
Nate, are you
Yeah.
a part of me? What?
Yes,
Oh, no.
you are my mother. You birthed me. It was
No,
a traumatic
that's not
No,
how it
it's
experience.
not. That's incorrect, and it's the opposite, sort of.
Garnet is
right.
Garnet is sex. That is what
Garnet
she
is like
Yeah.
if two kids gave birth
Don't
to
make
their
it
own
this-
mom.
I mean,
no.
you're right.
So weird.
That's true.
Stop.
This is the quality Steven Universe discussion the internet's been missing. Let's
I love
Well,
Steven
that's what it is,
Universe.
everybody.
I like, though, honestly, I do like Lapis Lazuli, at least design-wise, but Garnet is my favorite.
Lapis
Seems
is
like a
best
lot of-
design.
Seems like a lot of sad girls really like Lapis Lazuli. You
Well,
know,
I
like
wonder why-
broken women seem to
Won-
really enjoy her.
I wonder why that could be.
I-
I wonder what
Lapis-
they might
yeah.
see to relate to in that
You know what it is?
character.
You know what? I want to criticize real quick everyone who likes relatable characters. Y'all are basic as fuck. You bore me with your opinions on
Well, I
things.
think that Amethyst is more aspirational than relatable to me.
Yeah, eating more trash.
Yeah.
Even believe.
giving
Not
less
just
of a
eating
shit
it, but
about
living
anything
in it.
or anyone.
You know, I much like Ben, I hated Amethyst intensely at first and still do.
That's exactly my arc.
I actually warmed up to Amethyst quite a bit.
No,
you know what? It was
I've
I
always
just gotta
loved
say,
Amethyst, and I still do.
Amethyst was lame at the
like
first.
was like
Okay.
the barrier to entry for anyone who saw
Yeah.
Steven Universe, because she's like, oh, she's fat, she's sassy, and she's sort of kind of black. This
Dark
is
as
one of
fuck.
those. This is one of those
Yeah,
Tumblr
well.
shows. I don't know about this, but then you watch it and it's like, you know what? They're all cool. I like them.
Amethyst became good. Well, okay, I can't remember when I started to like her.
Maybe
It was
I'll-
sometime in season 2.
Maybe I'll resign that subscription to fucking Stormfront after all.
Yeah.
The main
good
reason I
idea.
like her is because she's purple.
That's a good reason to like something.
I
But
like her hair.
Relatability?
I- the-
No. Color, yes. Nate,
Well, the best thing about Amethyst by far was that time that she met the other Amethysts and belonged for the first time. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
It was the
Dude,
most
fucking-
endearing moment of hers by far, by a huge margin.
Fucking, what the
yeah.
fuck was the name of the Amethyst and Steven fusion?
Smoky Quartz.
Smoky Quartz.
That was a
The
big
worst.
fucking funny guy.
It's a problem. It's a problem that that's real.
Absolutely. I mean, it was. We all agree it was hideous, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
for
Like
sure.
it was really just unpleasant.
It was
truly
It has
nice.
the arms
Worse
and
than
that
gravel.
That's the
body.
weird 3-arm thing. What is that about? Stop.
It's
It's not even
gravel
the arms,
from
it's like
Pokemon.
it splits at the elbow, and that bothers me.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Don't you like Nika Robin, Nate?
But Nika Robin is temporary only. She's not.
And Nika Robin
she's not a
is
freak.
like autistically symmetrical. She never does things in ones. She does them in twos.
Nika Robin is all about style. All about style. Smoky Quartz has never even heard of the word Gucci, which is a serious problem. She lacks style entirely. That's my main point. She is gross. She is very, very gross.
I'm still trying
I like
to think.
She kicks ass though. I like the yo-yo fight thing. That
Yeah,
thing's pretty cool.
Yo-Yo's alright. It's
Yeah.
okay. The
Also, I
episode
just
where
love
she
the fact that-
appeared was kind of
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
though. I can't.
Is that the one where
Oh.
they fight Orange in the
I
quarry?
think that, and then there was a game show or something.
There was a game show in
Yeah.
the next episode, which is
It
very
was a,
weird.
yeah, it was a
was that
same
one.
bomb, different episode or something. Why can
well,
Steven
hey.
fuse? It doesn't make any sense. The gems are made out of hard light, and he's made out of fucking
well.
flesh.
I
This
mean,
part-
why
this
can he
bugs
fuse
me.
with fucking Kana? That doesn't make any sense either.
I mean,
it's magic.
no, that makes just as little sense.
Yeah, even less, I'd argue.
It
But-
makes like the gems fusing makes perfect sense because they don't have physical bodies. I don't know.
You know what,
It bugs
Ben?
me out that Steven
You're
confused
right.
the physical body.
It actually makes 0 sense. It makes 100% sense, more or less. The gems confuse, and I
Yeah.
would say it does make 0 sense that
The gem
Steven,
power
or
but-
especially
constructs the
Kana.
molecules, I guess.
But what
and
about,
then they all
I guess so.
die.
But what about
But they're light.
magic?
What is
though?
hard
No,
light,
Steven
though?
and Connie,
Well-
they die in the moment because their
See-
molecular
see-
structures change,
No.
and then they rebirth once they infuse.
Fusion is
No.
just
See, that
is just
doesn't
like
work,
the
and-
the transporter in Star Trek. It
Basically.
kills you and
the
makes
extra-
a
yeah.
clone
see,
of you.
see the video by my favorite brony analyst, Nightsphere the Gnostic, discussing why Twilight actually died when she became a princess because her body was destroyed and an identical
Oh,
clone
no.
of her was reconstructed.
Whoa.
in
Dude,
the
this
after-
guy's
cut
next
all
level.
over again.
Does this majorly interfere with his love of the show, or was it not a big deal?
Of course not.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
They have teleporters in Steven Universe. Maybe they're always
Yeah,
dying.
that's right. Well, we see them move though. It
Well,
feels like
they
subspace.
don't
you
get
know?
deconstructed and reconstructed. They go
How
through
do
like
you
a
know?
wormhole
How
tube
do you
thing
know,
through space.
though?
Well, because
We
they get
see
lifted
it.
up, you see them go whoosh.
Yeah, you
know?
see them in the like hyperspace continuum or whatever.
And didn't
Steven,
the first
he, like,
time
falls
Steven
out
go
of it
through the
at one point.
teleporter, like they showed him like getting stretched
yeah.
out, be like, "Whoa!" before they
That
get to
is
the next
true.
place.
Yeah.
So that's safe. That's
Well, you're not wrong.
that's existentially safe teleportation right there.
I agree. I guess it wasn't clear.
Thanks, Rebecca Sugar.
I appreciate that.
By the way,
comforting thought.
spoilers for Steven Universe.
Steven Universe Season 5, I think, is officially over at this point. There was just a Steven bomb, which is why we're here doing Steven Universe Part 2. Remember episode 2 of the PCP more than 2 years ago?
Episode
It's
3.
back.
It was episode
It's
3.
back. No, it was...
back-
oh, sorry.
back with a
Damn it, you're right.
vengeance.
It was episode 3. I
God,
forgot.
that was 2 years ago, and like
More than that, yeah.
nothing's happened. That's not true. But
Some
not
things.
enough.
Well, you know what was happening when we talked, and that actually is relevant. So what was happening when that happened was...
Oh, yeah.
We were going through the time. It was like after Peridot had been redeemed.
Yes, that was
and
like
I think,
what just happened. It was the end of that bomb.
Yeah, I think that's right. And the things that have happened since then, the cluster thing happened. Notoriously was kind of unsatisfying. We met the diamonds.
We went to Homeworld.
Went to Homeworld, and now
Mars
we
and the
learned a lot about the
Stars,
diamonds. Yeah,
Mars and the Stars and all that.
and that's
Connie
really
got
it.
angry
That's really
with
it.
Steven for no good reason.
Connie spent an entire bomb being broken up with Steven for reasons that didn't make any
hated that.
sense.
Oh, I think she was on her period, guys. Like,
Yeah.
it was just, you know.
That's probably what they were going for.
Yeah, that's probably it. I liked it.
You
I
know
liked the
what
Steven bomb.
was weird about that specifically is that she
that?
spent that whole bomb like broken up with Steven. She comes back, and in this this bomb, there's a big final battle with the two the yellow and blue diamond, and Steven and Connie do not fuse once. They don't get together to do a big cool thing. They just the sword breaks and Connie is...
You're right, there was so much emphasis on Stevani recently, and then it doesn't do anything.
I can explain to you why this didn't happen, I think. It's because Steven Universe sets out to resolve all conflicts through talking and understanding. Stevani would be, them fighting and most likely losing.
I mean, so I wouldn't have... I understand the talking part, but, like, they did have a lot of fighting, and Stevani coming together be like, yeah, we're gonna fight, and then they get hit apart, or Steven gets knocked out, or something. And then Connie's on her own. They could have done something, but they just didn't.
So did you guys like the newest bomb?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
You don't know why this bomb was good? It was good because it didn't fuck around. It was just like, they didn't have any bullshit. For the most part, it was just good.
Yeah, the first one was really weak.
Which one was that?
The first episode, I groaned the whole way through.
Wait, which one was the first episode?
Here we go
the
again.
Amethyst and Steven looking for Ruby.
I completely forget
That's on the first episode, wasn't it?
No, you just referenced it when you said that she's the most mature one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not that they made that conclusion.
I didn't think that was a waste. That was character development. It was fine.
It was thin.
Okay,
wait. What did we learn about Amethyst? That she doesn't think that Rose's problems are her fault? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a premise for an
I think
entire
the interesting
episode.
thing about that episode was that, like for the entire show, everyone has been dumping their shit on Steven, and Steven's been the character that interjects and becomes the focal point of the problems. Pearl's problems end up Steven's problems, Garnet's problems end up Steven's problems, even Ruby and Sapphire's problems are now Steven's problems. That's the whole point of the episode. But this entire time, Amethyst has all this shit that she's going through, and the point of the episode is that I'm not gonna dump this on you. This is my burden. I'm gonna, you already have enough shit going on. I'm not going to give you more shit to deal with. I'm just gonna suffer in silence and keep it to myself and not put that on you as well. And that was the point. You know what? And it was good character moment.
I just want to I do want to say, I think the idea and the message and what they did is really good. I liked it. I liked the concept, but the execution of it within that episode is what I disliked.
It was just kind of slow. It was just felt kind of slow and padded out.
It did feel a little padded out. I could tell this was part of the beginning of the Steven bomb, but they needed to have each part of the Steven bomb be an episode's length, and they couldn't have half of the next cowboy episode in the first episode, even if it would make more time, makes more sense. They have to be their own self-contained episodes, despite being released in a bomb format for some reason. But yeah, it was slow. I did kind of like how Steven didn't really know how to react to it, though. It was just eating the pizza, and he was
You know what? You guys are actually wrong.
It was the second episode of the bomb.
Yeah, the first episode is where they find out about Pink and Garnet unfuses.
That was the one that I was...
No,
because that one starts off and it's now let's all talk and discuss and deal with the fallout of this massive revelation that Rose Quartz is Pink Diamond, and I rolled my eyes, was like, oh god,
no, that's the same episode.
I don't want to see this.
It's the same episode.
No, I'm looking. There's two episodes.
The first one is Now We're Only Falling Apart. Yeah. And that's about they tell Sapphire the story of how
you're right.
They tell Sapphire the incredibly tedious story of how Pink Diamond becomes Rose Quartz. And then
it was super tedious.
It's so tedious.
It's so bloated and weird.
Right. Okay, the first episode, forgettable. Obviously.
Well, whatever.
It wasn't too bad though. I mean, it was.
Oh yes, it was.
I didn't have a huge problem with it. I think the problem is that most of that stuff we already knew as the audience, just through inferring.
Felt like a recap episode, maybe.
It felt like a recap episode, and the emotion. I don't know. I get that the characters would be stunned by this revelation, but I'm already over it, so I don't care.
Well, that's because this show has huge gaps in between it. If this was a normal show, we would have only found out last week, and it would have been.
I don't think that's the reason.
Sense.
Because I did not find the reveal that Rose Quartz was Pink Diamond to be
or we haven't talked about that. To go back to that for a second too.
That's a good one.
This bomb was good, but the last time we talked about Steven Universe was way the fuck before. I think the fact that we went on this whole fucking like year-long side quest of like, no, Rose and Pink aren't the same, even though that was like the assumption for a while, and then they went so far out of their way just to be like a U-turn and be like, actually it was exactly what everybody thought the whole time. That was a whole waste of time. That was like a waste of a year.
It's profoundly unsatisfying to have everyone had all these theories, and then they really worked hard to fight against our expectations that would be true, and then it just was true, and here we are.
Just like,
see, we tricked you.
So obvious.
After all.
And I was like,
who's won here?
Yeah, it was dumb. I didn't like that.
We made you think you were wrong.
Yeah,
you were right.
Did we not say... Well, yeah, go on, Gabe.
I was wondering about this when it happened. I was like, why is this not satisfying? Why is this not interesting? Because, like, it's not like...
I've already blown my load over Rose being pink, like, 3 years ago, and... Because I knew it was going to happen.
I didn't, like, know, like, the fan theories or, like, piece that together. So it was, like, a surprise, but I still wasn't that interested, because all it meant was that Rose's mom... I mean, Steven says this in this current... In, like, episode 2, when he's talking to Amethyst in the pizza shop. He's like, well, now my mom didn't kill Pink Diamond, so she's not complex a character.
So what was the fucking point of that whole thing? God damn it!
She's now, like, less complex a character, and... I don't know how to feel about that. And Steven says, I don't know how to feel about that. And like, this
but
is
now
stupid.
just in a weird like sidestep. Oh, now she just like is a liar. So let's like lump in those weird mixed emotions here, and we'll have to like sort out.
Like
what am I supposed to be mad at Rose about again?
It feels like an asshole because like there's like it just seems like if she's like one of the 3 most powerful people, she couldn't find a way to deal with this without like starting a war against herself. It just seems. It seems.
Well, the other two are like definitely stronger than her. Like,
sure, but it seems weak. It seems weak to me.
I agree, Tom, that it does seem weak. What the excuse they give was essentially she tried to reason with them, and they simply would not.
The problem
even
is that they put that after the fact, so it feels like like this is kind of a weird plot hole. I guess we can try to justify it. And I
suppose so.
It seems.
I mean, this whole situation is extremely, like Ben was saying, it feels super unnecessary to have this weird double reach around explanation for
they
Rose.
Should have just
like,
played
was
it straight,
pink
or they should have had them be separate characters.
The reason they do it is because, like, I remember Rebecca Sugar saying something about writing herself into a corner.
Really?
But like in a like a cocky like but it's okay. I got it. I sorted it out. I'm the best
this
writer
is
ever.
it. This is what she wrote herself into a corner.
What she did is that Yellow and Blue Diamond are too powerful, and they loved Pink Diamond, and Rose killed Pink Diamond. So the only way for like Steven to beat them is to either like literally overpower them, which is a bit much, I guess, or to like reason with them, and if he just so happens to be Pink Diamond, then they're now allies and they can fight White Diamond or something.
I mean,
is the finale.
I guess that makes enough sense.
I absolutely believe that Rebecca planned from day one that Steven was going to be Pink Diamond. I absolutely believe that.
It just was like Pink Diamond wasn't really even mentioned for like the first 3 seasons, I think.
Something feels...
No, that's not... season 1, we see Pink Diamond, I think, on the wall of one of the... No, I mean, there's a lot of, like... I can't remember exactly when we first see her, but I know in season 1 we do see the diamonds. Well, remember that episode where they go to the weird rose field? With all that stuff. If I remember correctly, I believe in that episode, on the wall, I know that we at the very least see some of the diamonds, like, on the wall. So the diamonds were intended.
You see the insignia, like, pretty early on.
Yeah, the Pink Diamond insignia, I think, beyond a shadow of a doubt, proves there was intentions to make Pink Diamond a thing all along.
Something feels cheap. Like, I think it would have been better if the revelation had come earlier, and it was like Rose...
Well, that's the story of Steven Universe. This whole thing's dragged out way too fucking long.
And Rose was just, like, a name that Pink Diamond had taken. But, like, the fact that she was literally shape-shifting, like, the whole time for thousands of years... I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that strike anyone else as dumb?
Absolutely. I think that is what we're all kind of feeling a little iffy about.
That.
I mean, it was also weird. They showed like the flashback episode, and it's like, and Pearl's just like, "Oh, why don't we go down to the kindergarten and you can shapeshift as one of the quartzes?" And so she does, but like she doesn't look like a quartz. She looks like rose quartz. And it's like, well,
she makes herself a special snowflake
it's just
quartz. Like
we have to do that to fit the canon.
No, guys. When they shapeshift, they can't. I haven't seen them change the color. For instance, when Amethyst shapeshifts into things, she's always purple.
She's always purple, but but the shape is the same. Like,
no,
Rose
yeah,
gets
yeah,
this
he's
weird
got, like,
fucking
the
hair
hair.
that isn't
The
the
crazy-
same,
the
and like has a
crazy
different
hair.
face.
If you look at Pink Diamond is pink, and Rose Quartz has flesh-colored skin, so that is
Yeah.
a change. So
I
that
noticed
theory is
that.
right in the
I-
fucking garbage right there.
It's a bit off. It's a bit off.
we have
one thing-
other rose quartzes, and so we can't
are
compare
there?
how
Exactly.
rose quartz.
Therefore, it's a very odd choice for her to blend in with these amethysts as a fucking rose
she's being a
quartz.
stupid idiot. And
Well, yeah.
Pearl is explaining that you're going to draw attention to yourself. I don't mind that too much, but I did notice that the skin color thing was a bit off. But what I want to know is how the plus size community on Tumblr feels about this betrayal.
Skinny! Pink Diamond is
actually
fucking
skinny.
skinny!
Oh, no.
What the?
Oh.
People literally committed suicide over this. If I
Oh
remember
my
correctly.
god! I
Wait,
didn't
is that
even.
true?
I didn't.
Well, okay.
No, there was a suicide. There was a suicide attempt. Yes, real.
Okay, well,
actually
what-
happened.
What?
Okay, what actually happened was there was a fan artist lady who drew a skinnier version
Skinny
of
Rose.
Rose Quartz, and like she received
Oh.
so much hate and
was
death threats.
lambasted and
or
threatened
something.
with death.
That's right. I believe she did attempt suicide.
I
She's
remember
okay
that.
now, I think.
Yeah,
I
that's good.
really hated how like the community bullied the person for drawing a thinner. It wasn't
yeah,
even like
of course.
skinny. It was just like thinner rose quartz.
It was like-
and in
Especially, like,
protest,
if they
I
knew.
drew like a
Stylized in a way, I
skeletal.
think.
I drew a skeletal
was
rose
stylized.
quartz on my DeviantArt.
Yeah, you
in
did.
protest.
I love that. But
Just
like,
fuck you.
what? Real question: what if they knew at that time that she had been Pink Diamond? Would that have made any difference? Do you
No,
think?
probably
No.
not.
You don't think so?
They would have
I
been
don't
mad
know.
at the fan artist and at Rebecca Sugar.
Like we're talking about kind of like identity politics, and it's kind of like a weird area.
I mean,
but, like,
identity
are we-
politics
are we?
and Tumblr
Well, it-
people
sure.
are
I
in,
think like
people
people were
linked
mad
to
that
the
one of
show.
their fat icons was being drawn as like skinny, right? And it's like that.
Yeah.
I think is what they were rebelling against.
And ironically,
right?
she was probably like the most like normal proportioned character.
Oh my god,
in the
she's
show.
literally she culturally appropriated fatness. She is in fact the worst offender of all time. She is a skinny bitch, and she needs to
Was that
die.
fat
I
face?
really like Pink Diamond's design.
Fat
I'm
face.
kind of annoyed that she didn't keep the hair like that. That was
Yeah.
a cool hair.
Yeah,
No, again,
Kept her
like
hair.
we don't know how other rose quartzes look like. So when she shapeshifted, she should have,
Well,
she
no.
probably looked like a rose
I
quartz.
totally
What if
understand
rose
that. My
quartzes
question is
don't
that
exist?
if she wants to
Yeah.
blend in with the regular courses, why be a rose quartz?
Because she
Rose-
cannot
Rose-
change color, and I don't think
Mage,
Amethyst
we
is coming
saw
pink.
her change color. We have seen
Mage-
her do it.
Not really. Like,
Gaze
only a
upon
little
her
bit.
visage that
It's
is
just a
different
shade.
in
But
coloration.
Mage,
Rose
The-
quartzes
the-
must
the
be
thing-
a
I'm
real-
not talking about the shade. The entire shape of her hair and her face is different than the other quartzes, and like Amethyst can
now, to be
mimic
fair,
anything.
to be
It just
fair,
doesn't have
that
the
is
right
clearly
color.
She's a
done.
rose quartz.
Okay, now
No,
we're
but
getting
she's
lost. What
whatever.
matters
I
about
quit.
this debate is that it was clearly done as a visual indicator for our benefit as the audience. I don't think this is something to really be criticized.
Well,
Look,
What-
I'm an
what
autist,
do
and I
you
get
mean?
bogged
Yeah.
down in tiny details.
Well, okay,
Well,
this is my
she
hypothesis.
looked like that. She looked like that because that's what rose quartz looked like.
Okay, but that's
And
like a weird
they had to make her
backwards
look
logic.
like the character that we know and love.
Well, okay, here's what I think would have been the right move here. Okay, we have never seen another rose quartz ever. Does that mean that no other rose quartz exist? That
They
can't be
probably
true.
They
do
exist.
because
Can't be
it
true.
wouldn't make any sense for her to be named that. Like they
They
would think it was
exist.
weird. They
We
Well, you
saw.
didn't know that.
Yes,
When?
we do. In
When?
one
Wait,
episode, they
Mage, calm
bubbled.
down.
They're bubbled. All
Okay.
of them.
Okay.
they do. That is a plot point
Oh.
that they bubbled all the
Oh,
other rose
right,
quartzes.
they bubbled them all because she was evil, or because she made them hate them all.
That's
right,
okay.
right. Okay, good point.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for her to call herself rose quartz if rose quartzes are not a real kind of gem. Like
It's a real
the-
genocide,
but
by
that's-
the way.
that's-
a real rose
but
quartz
that's my-
genocide.
that is-
the diamonds would be like, wait, a rose quartz? What? That's not anything.
Okay, but Mage proved it. They're real. They are
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah,
they
yeah,
are a
yeah.
thing. But here's my question, though. Why did the showrunners, the directors and whatnot, choose to not show a single other rose quartz at this kindergarten? It seems
because
like
it was an
just a
amethyst
weird...
kindergarten or a
But
regular
then
quartz
why...
kindergarten.
Wait, I thought okay.
And that's my
it's
question.
suspicious,
Why
you
did
know?
she
Maybe
become
we
a
can
rose
get
quartz?
fucking
It's stupid.
Maybe we can get a
That's my
geologist
point.
in the comments.
Yeah.
Geologists in the comments explain. Like, are amethysts quartzes? Is a
They-
tanzanite
Alright,
also a quartz?
Here's
Like,
the thing. The thing was, like, they could have gone to any other number of, like, kindergartens that had rose quartzes on Earth, if there were any. The reason they went there is for that one scene where the troop was
Amethyst.
waiting for one, and Amethyst is in there, and that's like
because this is like our kindergarten
within
like,
the universe, though. Within the universe, reason why they went there is just like, oh, they're about to emerge, and she wanted to see it, to be there when they're emerging.
Right.
That's why in-universe reason why she was there.
In Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, like, I also have the issue
Steven
with the fact that, like, it
Universe-iverse.
was all amethyst and she was the only rose quartz. Like, the main reason, like, the main issue I had was no one questioned why a rose quartz was in an amethyst.
That's been my point the whole time.
It was very silly. It was very
like,
silly.
within
They
the
were
universe,
not-
no one questioned. Like,
They were
outside
not all
so, like,
amethysts, right? Like
were a
They
few-
were all amethysts.
I think there
But
were a few
they had
higher
other,
ranked
some
ones.
Of them, some of them had other names. I don't remember what they were, but they were called things
Purple
like
Rock.
Tanzanite and whatever. Yeah, Purple Rock
you know
numbers
what?
1
Okay.
through 4. Move out.
I can't guarantee, but no, those are just their names to distinguish between the amethysts, I think.
Well, you know what? If it's a combination of things like, okay, pink diamond is pink, rose quartz was also pink. She's like, okay, I've got it. I'll be, the other type of gem that is the same color as my gem. And I'll, rotate it so it
Basically.
looks like theirs. And like, I remember only seeing amethyst, but if you're saying that there were other gems too, then it's like, okay, well, I guess there probably was.
I'm pretty sure they had other names besides amethyst.
No, the names
Yeah,
they
all
called
right,
out
all right.
were their numbers, sort of, so that they could distinguish between all the amethysts.
Did they? Okay.
I think that's the impression I got. I could be wrong, but I think that's the names.
I feel like I need to go and rewatch it before commenting further.
I mean, this is a small point regardless.
I mean, I'm interested in
bomb.
gem
Okay,
like,
then
and
I'll
I'm
give you
interested
that.
in gem like dimorphism and stuff.
Sure.
It's
Okay, I'll give you that though, Ben. I think there might have been higher ranked gems that were not amethysts that were ordering amethysts around. I didn't pay attention to that part, so I can't say for sure, but it makes sense.
If so, those might not have been born in the kindergarten. They
Yeah.
might have been from somewhere else.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
mean, like, if there were others than amethyst, then, then maybe this rose quartz was also, one of the others for some reason brought over.
Yeah, true. So I think we have enough ambiguity here that we can assume that the disguise made sense in context.
I think
I still
I'm
have
relatively
issues
prepared
with
to
it.
agree.
I just Googled it, and indigo quartz is a real thing. So I guess, like, you could just put quartz after the end of a color, and you could get, like, a quartz. Like, that's, like, the default size for quartz is that tall and that, thick. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yeah, fair enough. I went to go pull up the episode.
Didn't Amethyst come out like thousands of years later?
Yes.
Or, like,
She did.
Yeah, she was
after the
a
entire war.
freak.
I guess it's a good thing they didn't. This annoys me. It annoys me that things with gems happen on human timescales. Like, all of those quartzes emerged like within minutes of each other, and then the one outlier took thousands of years to come out.
Well, she was pretty fucking defective. I
Not
don't
that
know.
much. She's just
pretty
a little short.
retarded.
I mean, to me, it would. I feel like they would all emerge over the course of maybe like a year or a decade. I don't know, like that they would all come out within minutes of each other. Maybe this is nitpicky. It just feels weird.
Okay,
and,
one thing.
overly human.
One thing I sort of want to bring up now. I don't remember if this is canon or was just a fan theory, but like when gems stay longer or stay too short, they become different types of gems. So if she stayed for over 1,000 years or whatever, she should have become a different gem. I think, if that's possible. I'm not sure how amethysts work, but if those theories or whatever
We're gonna
are
have
correct,
to
then,
tweet
like,
at Rebecca Sugar. She'll clear this up for
She
us.
needs
right?
to
Oh,
clarify
by the
this
way,
shit
I googled
immediately.
more. Amethyst is the name of purple quartz, so amethyst is quartz by default.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're quartz. Well,
Okay.
I have just clicked through the entire episode, that entire scene of her
She's
at
a
the
shiny.
kindergarten.
Sorry.
I mean, there appear to be only like big burly quartz like her, but there are no rose quartz, at least on screen. But also, I care very little about this issue, so I'm just
Yeah.
I mean, none of the quartz there seem to give a shit, so neither do I.
That's we can just assume there were others or something. My God, does anyone have anything else to say about Steven Universe? For the love
Yes.
of God,
Nah,
help
it's
us.
over. Let's move on to questions.
Let's talk about the diamonds, though. I mean, the diamonds are new.
I like
since-
the diamonds.
You do like them?
I liked the battle. I liked the fight at the end.
The
fight was
cool.
Fucking sick.
It was the best fight. It was the best fight in all of Steven Universe, I'd say.
Their boss battles were cool, and it didn't feel okay. It felt like I feel like they felt appropriately powerful. Like, it didn't feel like the diamonds just were suddenly, like, the diamonds were struggling. No, sorry, the crystal gems were struggling the whole time. Like, they're pretty strong, but like they still had a really hard time, even against just one of these diamonds.
I guess I'm quite glad that they didn't overpower the diamonds, because it's just like, they're built up to be like so powerful and so big.
We have
to
protect our power scaling for sure. And
if like a handful of gems could have defeated them, why didn't Rose Quartz with an army?
I would imagine a fusion would probably, like, they fused all together into Alexandrite or whatever, and they probably...
I think Alexandrite is, like, as big as a diamond, so...
No, it's as big.
It's big. I think it's smaller.
Well, maybe. I mean, we didn't really see them next to each other, I don't think. But, I mean, I was glad that they did that and then addressed, like, why that wasn't working, though they could have fused later on in the fight. I mean, they could have done that.
I thought that Blue's crying aura was really cool.
I loved that. I was so into that shit.
Like,
that was fucking dope.
Like, she's just so sad that she just like fucking emits this field of like pain, and like everyone in it is like incapacitated.
Dude, that was literally Kino. It was literally Kino, and I fucking loved every Blue Diamond. Also, her voice is sexy as hell, and I love Blue Diamond.
The coolest
She's the best.
She's
Everyone
so
else is garbage.
Great. As soon as I saw her in her fucking veil and her fucking pangolin, what's the thing? What's the thing that you walk around?
Pangolin.
Isn't it?
No, pangolin is a little funny animal.
Yes, a pangolin is
God damn it! It's a Pangodopolis. I can't fucking remember.
It's
Steven,
the thing everyone pronounces wrong.
Walker,
Palanquin.
Palanquin. That's what it is. Yeah.
And with her veil and her palanquin, she was the coolest immediately. Also, did you notice that the diamonds' faces were really cool during this fight? This episode, This episode, I got the impression that like it had some pretty cool looking faces, and I felt like I think this episode might have been storyboarded by an anime person, like maybe someone from Japan or something.
I'm not too sure, but I saw something on Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt. But I think one of the storyboarders actually has a manga going.
I fucking called it.
I mean,
it's
this
called
episode just
Naruto.
Yeah, oh no. Palanquin's also not the most Kino form of transportation you've ever seen in your life. I love them, again, intensely. And the scene of Blue Diamond more like crying over the pink, overgrown Palanquin, again, literal Bloodborne Kino, the best. Just so cool. Just so cool.
Yeah. It's rad. So it's pretty fun.
I really appreciated how the fight scene was like satisfying enough, but it wasn't like overindulgent in like fighting, because the show hasn't got a lot of fighting in it, but when they do, it feels cool, but it's never enough. And with a thing like this, you want all the characters there, you want all the guys doing all the moves, and you get enough of each of them that you don't feel like anyone was shafted, and everyone gets their moment to shine, and then unfortunately, it's over.
I still am waiting for Peridot to do anything good.
Please.
I don't know.
She was adorable, though.
She is the comic relief now, and it's kind of
I don't
unfortunate.
want her to be the comic.
I don't want her to either.
She was the villain.
She was fucking dope.
She was scary because of the threat of Homeworld that she represented.
Yeah.
Also, she was physically powerful with their thing.
No, she was a data analyst. Person.
She had like little robots that did her fighting for her. She is not like a fighting.
She should get those
gem.
Back. I don't know.
I don't necessarily want.
I'm just saying, if they gave her metal bending powers, she should probably do something with it besides floating a soda can.
She's done literally nothing with
because
it.
that was a cool. It was a cool character
fight.
Thing to say, like she had to rely on technology because she didn't have any powers. But then they give her a power, and it's used for nothing but jokes. It feels like it ruined an aspect of her character.
That's true, but they haven't developed her power yet, so her lifting something...
it's been like a year and a half. They've had time.
Steven got his shield and kicked ass the same day.
I don't want her to be an ass-kicking badass. I don't want that for her.
I don't want her to become a badass. I just want her to do something.
Fuck's sake, I'm trying to... beep, and smashing my car into the lane, just people cutting me off constantly, just breaking everything. I've killed 7 children, I don't care, I want to say this thing that Ben was already saying. I don't don't mind that she's not a combat person.
Yeah.
In the same way that I don't want like Greg to suddenly like become like a super badass fighter.
I want
that sounds pretty sick, dude.
I want him to join Lars in the Stars.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
He could be like the you know what's the
He's
what's
the universe man.
I'm trying to think of like a musician, Brooke. He could be the Brooke.
Of the
I mean,
crew.
Brooke has a sword.
He needs to
But,
be.
like, he is the bard of the party. He gives them like the funny guitar
Greg-
melody, and they go,
Wait! I just gotta say, Lars as fucking Simone on the ship. With the fucking jar with Greg's head in it, like Lord, you know.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Greg needs to be like the guy.
How useless Greg was in that episode. It's just.
I mean,
sad.
he's always useless.
Well,
I know,
mean,
but like,
Greg can't do anything to fight. He's just
yeah,
not.
but he felt like a little disconnected from the whole severity of the situation.
I mean,
that's
he's
when-
a dad.
You know,
when everyone else was like just prepared to do something or like evacuating, Greg stayed in the house, which is like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I was just
embarrassing.
gonna say that it's a little weird. We have like these fucking starships of these like cosmic entities that have come to Earth to like fucking destroy everything potentially, and Greg's solution is like, I'm just gonna wait inside.
It's like,
That's a very Steven Universe thing to do.
Okay,
you
no,
know?
but
Yeah.
first he said it's time to turn on the old Greg charm or Steven Universe charm or something like that. He
What
joked.
does that even mean?
He was gonna fuck those diamonds.
I
he
think
was going to plow
I think
them into
there's
submission.
some like, because he did have this whole long conversation with Blue Diamond and talked to her as an equal for a while. So maybe that was what that
That's
was referring
true.
to.
Wait, he
Okay.
did?
Do you remember when
That's
she
fair.
first comes to Earth? Like
yeah.
they both have this whole conversation.
My God, I completely forgot about that. You are absolutely right. That's actually a good
But
thing.
it's not like Blue Diamond was walking up in person. This was like her arm ship, which, by the way, the arm ships are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't mind Greg making a joke, but I do think that go inside. Like the ship is like the size of a mountain. Like going in the house is not going to do anything. Run.
Where should he
Taking
have
the
gone?
cat and run. I wonder where
Yeah.
they're gonna go with that one-eyed cat that they have.
He's
I
just
mean,
gonna be a mascot.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there.
That's gonna be a plush to
There'd be
sell
a
on
ton of runway
CartoonNetwork.com.
of what to develop this cat into.
No, I
Maybe.
feel like it will be a
they
plot point
develop the
in
cat.
future.
They'll develop the cat into a line of toys that they will sell for massive profit.
Sure. Maybe he'll be the new Cookie Cat mascot.
Get
with
the
One-Eyed
cat, get the
Jack or
pumpkin,
something, you
collect
know?
all two.
Dude, I want a plushy
collect
pumpkin.
Collect
I-
all one eyes.
I want like a funny like a gooey, ew, gross, sticky pumpkin plastic guy.
I do
that
like
I can
Pumpkin a lot.
throw at the wall and have it stick.
Pumpkin's pretty iconic. I gotta say, I
Just
like
a
him.
little question / trivia. It's a calico cat, I think, so it should be a
Yeah.
female. And I think it was established as a female. Wasn't it
Maybe.
in the episode?
Calicos
Oh,
are
yeah,
not
they call it
always
albeit.
female,
Yeah, but, like,
only
majority.
like 1 in 1,000 are male.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
So like I don't. Hopefully, it's not a special snowflake male calico.
Hey, here's a crazy headcanon. Pumpkin grows really huge, and he's got 4 legs too. He will be Steven Universe's palanquin. Right? Right? Pretty good.
Well, like Cinderella?
Yeah, like Cinderella. It'll be a
Did you
thing.
guys hear my joke?
No.
No,
repeat it.
and we don't
It'll
want to
be
hear it
his
again.
His pumpkin keen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
that was a-
Hakeem,
You're all
bingo. He's knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Can we talk about like the whole headspace scene? I really, really loved it.
Sure.
Yes.
I was a little disappointed that we weren't seeing the fight anymore, but I guess I was pretty happy with what we did get, like with Blue Diamond's cool boss battle, like fucking like bullet hell attacks.
Yep.
I was actually kind of like I enjoyed the fact that you could see them fighting, and it wasn't like a lot of scenes like this. You know, Stephen would give them the courage to move on, or like he would say something in the midst of battle, and everyone would be like, "You know what? I will keep fighting." But the way it happened in this is a very unique way that I've never seen anyone do before. Like to have the battle going on inside, like you could traverse them in a weird head area that I don't know what it is.
Was this a pink diamond power?
I
or
think it
something?
must be.
It
Like,
had
'cause
to
Pink
be
Diamond is all
like,
about.
Like, what's the explanation?
Well,
for
okay,
why this
I
happened?
love when Steven Universe just pulls out new superpowers.
That is what this
but,
was.
okay, to be
He's
fair
done
though,
it
this wasn't
before.
actually. What he's done before is he's shown like dream contact with like people's
no.
minds
I mean, like,
and stuff.
He got new powers all of a sudden before, like the whole healing.
Mage, you can't just say because Steven Universe just randomly gets new powers.
No,
getting new powers is now like a thing he does.
That's not my point. My point is the premise, the beginning of Steven Universe is Steven. He doesn't know really what he is. The gems are training him to become a crystal gem. At the very beginning of the show, he didn't really have any powers, and through the course of the show, he gains new powers all of a sudden.
Oh, okay, but that's
the
profoundly
bubble, the shield,
unsatisfying.
The tears, and now this one. So he's over the course of the show. He keeps learning new powers.
I guess he has done this before. Like, he fucking possessed Lars's body, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is a version of his dream powers. I feel it's something like he was okay. Earlier in the episode, do you remember this? He couldn't contact. Remember this. This is actually what made me far more charitable to the scene. Remember when he has to go to sleep to contact
he talks to the cluster,
the cluster in almost the exact same sort of way. Seems to be what he's doing when he is unconscious, because established he has to be unconscious, which is what happened. He got knocked out. Then he is able to like contact like the souls of these gem guys. So I feel that they were going for a similar thing with those. So I really, upon second watch, I was like, okay, I sort of see the connection here.
Yeah, and also Pink Diamond. I mean, all the diamonds have like a theme of power. So Blue Diamond's the most obvious. It's sadness. It makes people emotions, and they cry.
Yes.
Yellow Diamond
is electricity.
Right. Well, Yellow is a big bird, and she is like tough and zappy. I don't really know what her.
Hey, I have a headcanon that Yellow Diamond's her electric powers are what are used to make those disruptor things that they zap people with, because it looks the same.
Oh, definitely.
You think so?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right. And Pink Diamond through Steven, we understand, is all about healing and defense.
Right.
And so. In this new power to like commune with the people, and the fact that Steven loves talking, it just makes sense that a Pink Diamond power would be like on this sort of like grand scale, be able to like
Blue and Yellow even recognized
talk to people
that
through.
It was familiar. So
like to talk to people through the minds, like it literally incepts them from the hit movie Inception.
In the Captain Planet of Steven Universe, he is the power of heart.
I think I literally think that may have been like they thought that was a funny meme, but like, you know what if we actually made a show where the main guy was that and he wasn't a joke, and then they did it.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. And then the bomb was over, and that was the best part. The end. Let's go on to questions.
Did you guys enjoy? I just have to bring this up. So, like, there was a preview at the end of the episode that showed, like, they're going to be talking to Yellow and Blue next time in the bomb.
Wait, there was a preview? I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, after the episode, there's like this is baffling to me. Me and Michelle watched this, and our mouths were agape when we saw. So this wasn't relevant to this particular Steven bomb. It was relevant to. It was a commercial for like the last Steven bomb. And this was a commercial running all during the last Steven bomb, and only on the last episode do we actually find out that Pink Diamond is rose quartz. I swear to God this is true, but it is mind-boggling. The preview that they put together that aired at the end of each of the episodes of the last Steven bomb. So like the first episode. This airs. Second episode, this airs. Before the last one, it starts off with the words, Amethyst screaming, "Can you believe Pink Diamond? It was rose quartz?"
No way.
I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. They spoiled in like the preview for every episode of the fucking thing that this was going to be revealed in the final episode. It's just like, what the fuck were they thinking?
That was a commercial before the last bomb?
That was the commercial that aired during the last bomb in preparation for the final episode of that last bomb.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm 100% serious. We did the research.
What the fuck?
It's real. They really did that.
I remember something about this. I think it must have been this on Twitter. Like, people were pissed because there was a huge spoiler, and like even like the Steven Universe team was like, "What the fuck, CN?
Yeah, because the
Cartoon
Network
so bad."
Put together this preview without conferring with the Steven Universe guys. Obviously,
Jesus Christ.
They just spoiled the hugest twist in like the whole fucking series. Like,
that's
hilarious.
pretty funny.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty
Just,
fucking funny.
just unbelievable.
I feel like whoever like put the preview together has never seen anything of Steven Universe. And
I mean,
had no
clearly.
idea.
They don't know.
Clearly.
They don't know that this is a fucking yeah.
Look at this dramatic
They don't know how much
line.
we've
This is a
suffered
great
for
way
this
to cold open a
information.
commercial.
Yeah.
There's two things that matter
It
to
was the cold open.
millennials: spoilers and feels, and you
It's
don't
like-
fuck with
Yeah,
those.
that's right. I fucked with both.
Hold on. Wait, I gotta make a joke, but I gotta look up some historical facts before I can make
God
it.
damn it.
Okay.
We'll get back to this
Okay,
joke, I guess.
okay. Imagine. It's 1979.
Okay.
It's 1979. You really enjoyed the first Star Wars movie, and you can't wait for George Lucas's second masterpiece, The Empire Strikes Back. A fucking commercial comes on TV. Can you believe Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly the kind of thing this was. Like,
yeah.
unbelievable.
It's
Unbelievable.
like, fucking come see that revelation.
Imagine if that
be
was like
made,
in the
idiots.
theater, like coming, like you watch the theater adverts, and then coming up next, the Star Wars movie that you just paid a ticket to see.
Yeah.
Can you believe that Dark Vader was Luke's daddy?
Man.
Good, very, very fucking good.
So that's
I've
fucking-
never seen anything like it in all my
That's-
years of
that's
public
incredible.
broadcasting.
That's
Speaking of
yeah.
like weird, stupid things related to Steven Universe, what do we think about like the Steven bombs and how many and how sometimes some of the bombs are just beach city people that I could not
hate
care
those
less
guys.
about?
Can we agree
I
that
hate
like
that we have Steven bombs.
for all of the like anime influence Steven Universe has, why do they have to copy shonen filler as well?
That's true.
Okay, no, but like they say that Steven Universe has no filler, quote unquote, but it does.
No.
But what they do
bullshit
is
right
that
there.
they
It
force
does.
you to watch the filler because at the very end Steven learns a little bit.
That's
Like
right.
has a little bit of character development that you know you need to know going forward because he'll
That's right.
reference
That's exactly
it.
how they do it.
I don't mind the bomb format. In fact, I think I like it. But I do. What I mind is just the glacial pace that episodes come.
I
out
think
at.
the biggest problem is that the Steven Universe starts like 4 or 5 different plot threads at the same time and then doesn't solve any of them and lets a bunch hang. And it's not like a regular show where like a plot could hang around for like 4 or 5 weeks. It just hangs out for like a year.
Years. Yeah.
And it's just like,
Well, hang
I don't
on.
even care anymore at this point.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that bad because in the last year, 24 episodes have come out. About 20. It's slightly over a year. 24 episodes, half-length episodes. I don't know. That's pretty fucking slow.
Well,
That's terrible.
it's regardless of how slow it literally is, even if it's like the normal amount for like an anime or whatever, it feels way slower because of the bombs. Like, I don't like
Exactly.
binging. I think
true.
binging is stupid. I like watching
like
a couple
binging.
episodes of anything.
I only
like,
like
say
binging
if I
when
want to
we
like
see,
watch.
it's complete.
Yeah, like if there's well, even then I don't like it because like you get through it and then you forget most of because it was just one long blur of stuff, and like things that are supposed to resonate with you because they come out weekly do not.
Oh,
Like,
I
it-
like binging because I forget things over time, and that's why I hate the bombs because I forget to care. And new ones come out.
I
and
watch
it's-
like if I want to show like the Game of Thrones or whatever, I watch like a couple episodes or 3 episodes per day for a week. I don't watch like 10 in a day. I don't watch as many as I possibly can. I mean, the maximum is 3. Usually it's just 1. Sometimes it's like 1 per week. I don't
For
like
me, it
binging
depends.
because it like I don't like waiting a long time. But spreading it out is just sensible because it allows you to appreciate what you've just seen.
So, what did
It's
you
true.
what did you freaks and geeks think of the whole fucking Ruby and Sapphire marriage thing?
I
was cute.
just want to quickly say I really liked how in that one episode, like Sapphire was trying to use future vision, and she was like, "Why is she a cowboy?" And that felt so random. But then in the next episode, it makes sense.
random.
But that
Well,
would be that would have been a
the
perfect
previews.
reason.
I had seen the
for-
previews, so when she said that, I knew that it was a thing that was going to come back, and I was like, yeah, good job, good job.
That was one of the things that I was thinking. Like, if they had spread that out, that would have been way funnier because you would remember, wait, she did say like a couple of weeks ago that there was a cowboy, and I thought it was just a silly joke, but it was real.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that. Though, I mean, there's two ways to, like, watch a show. It's, like, being up to date and, like, currently aware of it. But then I also always want to think about, like, well, what's it going to be like in a decade when the show's all out and somebody just watches all the episodes, you know, for fun?
I hate binging. I will kill bingers. Binge slay.
In whatever format they want. You know, one episode a day.
I'll destroy. I respect you less if you binge. You couch potatoes. You are.
Like, you should stand up or not binging. Can we all agree that the whole bomb format is just bombs?
I mean, Ben likes it.
No,
right?
I kind of like it. I kind of like the mini binge thing.
I don't know.
It's so slow. No, like, maybe it would work if it came out more frequently. Yeah.
I would prefer consistency. I'd rather it just come out once a week, and it could just, like, become part of my weekly routine. And
well, you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to come out, like, once a week. I think a regular schedule, whatever... Like, if they have a bomb every 2 months, then you can get hyped for the next one. But, you know, you're still waiting. But you're not, like, waiting, like... there's no reason to think about it because I have no idea when it's coming out, and I'll never know anything, so I'm just going to forget about Steven.
Yeah, exactly. Then, that's how I feel, because like when the bomb's over, it's like, okay, time to wait another 300 years. Because I wish I knew when's the next bomb coming out. I hate this.
Oh man,
she just hates.
I just hate everything.
About to get a little violent
Speaking
up
of
in here.
hating everything, let's talk about this gay wedding.
I like how I have become enlightened in that I didn't even realize that it was like potentially like a breakthrough in animation to have a gay wedding. I was just like, yeah, cool.
Oh yeah. It's like it's not even
feel the same basically.
You know, here's the thing that I think I've said about Ruby and Sapphire specifically is I feel like it's kind of cheating. It doesn't feel that gay because
this is their only option. They got no choice here.
well, okay, yeah. For one thing, gems are only female, so that's like whatever. And then second of all, Ruby is the most masculine gem.
But she was in the dress, so it's all okay.
I was surprised. I was really surprised
by that too.
That Ruby wore the dress and Sapphire wore the tux. She looked really cool though.
I think that's
really like how Sapphire looked in the little suit and her hair tied back. It was adorable. I loved it.
It was great. I mean, Ruby looked terrible, but you know, whatever.
No, she looked adorable. I thought she was really cute.
I thought she was really cute, but I felt like her hair she could have done something about that cube hair.
She should have done her hair is just terrible basically all the time.
Ruby looked great in the cowboy hat, in my opinion. Good. I was into it. I was pretty into it. Yeah. I liked how the top hair puff kind of fit right up into the 10-gallon region. What is known as the 10-gallon region of the hat.
I guess I would just say on the subject of the wedding, like, I feel similar to Ben. It's a little bit of cheating, but, like, I don't know. I feel
it's just never... Sapphire and Ruby, and just the whole fusion thing, it's just never felt... They try to be like, oh... I mean, they don't come right out and say it, but people talk about it like, oh, it's groundbreaking because it's gay. And I'm like, well, maybe it is technically. It doesn't feel that gay. I don't know. It doesn't feel like any ground has been broken
maybe this male cis cuck is projecting too much gayness that he doesn't even understand, and he doesn't know that they're just normal people.
I don't know. I mean, if people want to get excited about it, that's fine.
It doesn't
seem like that noteworthy.
I feel like it's good on this note to just, like, not to be dismissive.
Although now they actually had him kiss, because like I feel like
that was definitely like, oh, you can't do that usually.
That was such an anime kiss.
I don't think so.
They have because
it's been like basically the whole time it's been really obvious that like a fusion is like a relationship.
Yeah,
but they've never.
They've never really been allowed to, but now they got away with it.
Straight up fucking. But like that kiss was just straight up fucking. Like these gems fuck. You guys know what I'm saying?
Okay, Ruby and Sapphire sort of kissed before, but rather like I think Ruby was kissing Sapphire's neck or something, so it wasn't like a lip kiss.
No.
Okay, but this was the first.
Yeah.
I kissed on the lips when they fused.
What I was going to say is I agree with all that sentiment, but I feel like it's good, even if this is possibly not satisfying. Ben, let me finish. Goddammit! Even if it's a slightly less gay thing than it could be, perhaps due to these various biological gem reasons, I feel like it's kind of good, and not to cheapen it, it's good to like get it out of the way. Because okay, now we've got just like a children's cartoon, gay wedding, great. Okay, now here we are, moving on with our lives.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about this kind of stuff at all, but it's just like,
an updated outfit outside her dress suit.
Well, she's got the rings now, right?
I'm curious.
I hope the rings. I hope she keeps wearing.
Hey, you know what's going to happen, guys? You know what's going to happen? You know why it is that Lapis Lazuli and Peridot got poofed? It's so that when they reform, they can have stars on their uniforms instead of diamonds. That's what it's for. I'm telling you right now. That's what it's for. They're gonna look cool. They're gonna look different. They're gonna look better.
That's pretty good.
That better happen. So I'll be so disappointed if it doesn't.
Imagine if Peridot just reforms still with a fucking yellow diamond. She'll be a little bitch. I will kill her if she does that shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
she will be destroyed.
That'll ruin the whole show for me. You've potentially ruined Steven Universe for me.
Guys, Bismuth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bismuth did come back.
She's gonna be part of the group, I'm guessing.
Did she get poofed? Did Bismuth poof?
No, she was fine.
No, she fight.
I liked her armor. I thought it was cool.
Ooh, yeah, me too.
I
liked all the
rough and
Bismuth
tumble
puns.
warrior.
Did you bismuth me?
No,
I
bad
don't like
puns.
fun.
Bad,
no, I love them. I love puns.
Terrible.
I
know the point was that they were terrible.
What did you guys
still.
think of Steven's song at the beginning?
I
loved
it. Loved it.
I
loved
was
it.
way into it.
I wasn't sure. I was like, sometimes I like it. I don't know.
I usually don't like Steven Universe's songs with the exception of a few, but this one was nice.
I like the
part. I wasn't in the mood. I think I wasn't in the mood to hear a song.
It was nice to hear Steven.
It was very what was that one where Twilight pushes out the door and she's like, everything's gonna be fucking great. It's a great day.
This day is going to glimmer. Yeah. I liked when he was like, he really embraced who he was and was like, this soul Ruby Rider, that's me, Steven Universe, aka Ruby.
No, I was just gonna say that I really, really liked Ruby's song.
I love that as well.
I mean, that was really cute. That was really cute.
I really liked the whole the whole episode of Ruby going off on her own was a real emotional journey for me because I was really excited. It was like when Ruby was getting excited about being her own person. I was like cool, good for you.
The problem with that, Ben, the problem with that is that I not for 1 second believed that was going to last
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I knew that of course Ruby's gonna decide, I need Sapphire, and I was almost sad. I was like, no, but Ruby, what's Ruby gonna be like? What's the new Ruby adventure?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Be your own gem. But I don't know. I guess they sold me on it.
I feel cucked to this very day.
Because when Steven talked to Ruby and she was like, I just really love being with her, and and I like thinking about her and
yawn.
Guys,
kind of, but I was sold, and it was genuine enough that when she finally went back, I wasn't that disappointed. I was like, you know what, I'm happy for her.
I knew that they were gonna get back together, but what really sort of got to me a little bit was just the thought of Garnet ceasing to exist. If they actually split up and never came back together, Garnet just dies basically.
Mage, we can't depict a negative homosexual relationship, and we can't do that.
Well, by the same token, if Garnet does exist, then Ruby and Sapphire pretty much die, so...
sort of.
We've got a trade-off here.
It's just... I know, but it's...
Why do you hate Ruby and Sapphire, Mage? Why?
I don't. It's just what they're together
Where's
within,
the giant woman?
They're Garnet is the trench coat, and they're the two little lesbians in it. But when when they're apart, there's no trench coat.
But the good news, that's true. The good news is when Ruby and Sapphire are apart, we can get cool different types of fusions with rubies and sapphires as opposed to a big old fucking Garnet.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing those fusions. It's just the idea of Garnet to stop existing. It's like losing a friend. It's a character's death in a way, and it's weird. It struck me as weird at that moment. The thought. I'm just saying, the thought of it was kind of weird to me.
Also, I don't like the Steven
Ruby
Universe.
Cheated on Sapphire by fusing with someone else.
I was just gonna say I don't like Steven. The one thing I have with fusion is I don't like the they try to have it both ways. That fusion is both like a romantic thing and it's also just like a thing you do for utility. Like I guess it's like I don't know. Like let's say
it's muddied. It's muddy.
It's basically like doing donkey raises at the gym with your gym bro, which is here's what a donkey raise is. It's where you bend over 90 degrees forward at your waist. Your bro sits on your back with his legs spread wide, and then you do calf raises with him, sitting on your back so. Like it's a very intimate act, but it is for utilitarian purposes.
I don't believe you unless you're utilitarian in being gay.
It's an intimate act.
It's similar. You could do that like with your significant other, but like okay, there's also reason to do it. Get sick calf gains.
This is so bizarre.
These are equally valid things to do. Please draw this picture, everyone.
This is too gay, even for the Steven Universe podcast.
My favorite thing about Ruby is the voice and how it sounds just like the classic shitty character guy who doesn't know who Batman is.
Yeah, I do love her voice. I mean, it's like, oh my god,
it's the voice of all the other Rubies.
I know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that shitty character though?
Are you talking about Jimmy Olsen? No, wait, that's Superman.
No, the man who doesn't know who Batman is.
Oh, the big fat guy, like that. The
what?
guy who works with
it
was a character Jesse invented on the Katamari stream at Radcon. I guess none of you were there.
No, I don't.
People who know are laughing their butts off remembering it because it's the funniest character in the world.
Ruby Rider.
Sapphire sucks though. I could not be less interested in Sapphire's whole life. Yeah, that's how I feel. So I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Ruby's better.
Oh my god, the web of possibilities, everything was okay, God. First of all, what the fuck was she even talking about? Like, there were no possibilities other than the set path until Ruby did, like what? Don't you read, the multiple pathways of the future?
Here's the thing. What? It's that Future Vision is Steven Universe is just literally exactly the same as thinking about what might possibly happen. No,
you're right. You're right.
No, her Future Vision only works if nothing has any possibility of going differently. If everything, if there's any random elements, like an unpredictable person like Ruby, then it doesn't work anymore because it's not predictable.
Well, it's just a way for smart people to say they're magical.
Yeah, it sucks.
So what you're saying is that Sapphire is a fraud and always has been.
No,
I'm saying It just doesn't. It
okay,
doesn't mean anything.
Right
it's all
now,
a fucking tricky doublespeak.
Okay, right now, because of Steven and Ruby or their being on Earth, there's so many possibilities that it is kind of a bit useless. But back then, when she was, a sapphire of a diamond, the whole gems and stuff, everything was very strict. Everyone had a purpose. It had a place. And there was not a lot of room for deviation.
I guess thematically it does work. Like even in this bomb, I think it was Pink who said Earth is full of possibilities where anything can happen, and that's kind of been a through line throughout the entire series.
Yeah,
remember
that's right.
That episode where Garnet acted so random.
Dude, remember when she worked at the donut place? Oh man, that was random.
And then she did a backflip over the counter or something. I don't know. She ran out in the rain because it was so unpredictable.
Damn, that was
Dude,
a
I'm
good
gonna eat shit. Nobody would expect that.
That episode was basically the Monsters podcast. Steven Universe.
You're not wrong.
The best.
I like that the Monsters podcast is now a meme.
I love that it's a meme. Now everyone needs to go listen to it 1,000 times. Be our most viewed episode.
Personally, my least favorite Steven episode is the one about the rivalry between Pizza and Frytown. That one was a terrible chore.
I'll tell you what my least favorite episode of Steven Universe is, and it wasn't in this Steven Bomb, but it was a recent one, and it was the one where that fucking saint Kevin does everything to repair Steven and Connie's relationship and gives great advice about life, and yet the narrative insists on mercilessly shitting on him as if he has zero value as a human being and is merely an object of pity, despite helping the characters and being a positive influence in their lives.
Well, but Kevin was a big douchebag in previous episodes.
And today it's time to, like, they gave him the charity of, like, he's only the worst person ever because he had his feelings hurt once by some relationship or something. But then they proceed to, Connie says, like, he seems like he deserves it or something like that. It's like, Jesus Christ. You can't even give him the slightest...
Yeah, I felt like that was just... Like,
they hate Kevin.
Why not
they
redeem
hate him?
I wonder when they'll pick up the little thread
Guys,
about
even
the pink-haired biker girl.
The genocidal monster diamonds of space can be redeemed, but not Kevin. But not Kevin.
True.
It's true.
Like Kevin has to be shown. Kevin has to be shown to be wrong in all of his doing because he represents the idea of like he represents like non-genuineness or something. He represents.
He's a guy. That's why.
He's like a corrupted older kid who's he's been corrupted by like the evils of the world, like the pain of life has turned him into a monster, and like the show needs to refute his worldview.
Guys, I mean, they redeemed Lars eventually. Maybe they'll redeem Kevin eventually.
I will bet you right now, Kevin never gets redeemed ever.
The reason Kevin is now here,
but he's a
more
straight
is
right male,
Lars
literally the
gone.
worst enemy of all of progressiveness, probably.
I don't think he is white. He looks kind of.
He's kind of like off. He's like reddish or something. I do think
some kind of.
But he's characterized as bad, so he must be white.
I mean, let's just real quick run through the characteristics of Kevin. He's absolutely vain. He's absolutely superficial. He is absolutely willing to like use people and only cares about like societal status.
He's
But
Nate.
he is also sexually forward, basically overall. And all of these things are depicted as inherently bad things to be. And
Nate's personally insulted.
I mean, I know this is a personal thing. You like him? Well, I like him too.
As a character.
I like him too. I think he is absolutely not a good person. He is a damaged individual.
I don't know if we'll ever see him again, but I think that if we do, I think he can be redeemed, and I think the show will probably go out of its way.
I want more Kevin and less Ronaldo.
We've seen. I mean, they humanized him in that episode.
Yeah, guys. Okay, here's a quick theory. I have absolutely no basis for this, but when they bring up the pink-haired girl that Pearl had a crush on for an episode or two.
Mentioned.
Yeah, when they bring her up, I think
Kevin's gonna cuck Pearl. That's
no. Like around that same time, I feel like they'll bring back Kevin for better or for worse. I've no basis.
Are you aware of the theory that girl? Fuck. This is a theory I've heard once or twice that girl is the girl that he mentioned who like broke his heart. I mean, there's no basis for that.
Wait, who the girl he mentioned who did what?
Well, like in the episode, he talks about like how he'll never let what happened to him with insert name of girl that I forget. Like, he'll never let that happen again. So he'll be vain and superficial and win her back and blah.
I hope so. I hope that's true. I hope it's her.
Oh,
that'd be sick.
Imagine
a Kevin Pearl love triangle. Imagine those two, like having a conversation.
The thing is with that is like is fucking. Like, that girl is clearly a lesbian with her funny hair.
Yeah, that's an assumption. That's an assumption.
Pearl is a lesbian, but all
she might be bisexual. I don't know, but like,
can't not be because
Like Kevin was shunned by her because he's a douchebag. Of
course,
or whatever.
was at least bisexual, by the way.
But what if they make Kevin into the first trans cartoon character where he goes through the motions and he's like, I'm a girl now. Now I feel better. Now I'm not a douchebag. Now that I'm not a filthy male. That's what they're going to do. I think that's what they're going to do. That's going to be very fun.
Pearl making those bedroom eyes at Horse Amethyst?
Sure did. I saw Zen Huxtable's tweet.
I saw Zen Huxtable's tweet.
Yeah.
It was like,
did he say below that, what did they mean by this? It was something like that.
He drew them. He redrew them.
Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Cool. The show hates men. That's really all there is to say about it. You know,
and that's why Greg.
It's
I
very
think that
funny.
Greg will be killed in the next.
God, I hope so. Set him free.
After being symbolically castrated and then literally castrated.
Stop.
Well,
I don't know. What else? There's more to say here, I guess.
Okay,
what?
I'm just gonna imagine if Greg gets remarried to one of the other diamonds.
Okay.
Wait, no, he never married Pinkwood, but you know what I fucking mean.
Sure.
Imagine. What do you think?
Like
How-
Blue
how
Diamond?
likely are we on a 10 out of 10 scale? I'm
On
thinking
a what? On what?
he's gonna hook up with the diamonds. He's gonna hook up with Blue Diamond because
No.
he got with the
Because
diamond
why not?
before.
He is rich.
Because why not?
He is
why
rich.
Not? Tell me why. Yeah, he's rich. Give me one fucking good reason
I mean,
why it
she
shouldn't
is
happen.
a giant woman, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Yes. Please do this.
And then
No.
there's a new Steven
What a great
Bluven
No.
universe.
No.
Does Greg like giant women because he's a manlet?
He's not a man. He's pretty. I mean, he's a decently sized guy.
I think no. He's pretty short. I think he's pretty short.
No, he's just fat. It makes him look short.
I mean, he's way shorter than I feel like he's the shortest guy in like any scene that he's in.
I'm gonna check this right now. Steven Universe cast. I'm gonna see how big this
You will
boy
never
is.
find the heights are never consistent.
Yeah.
You will never find
It's
an
true.
image that
That's
actually
true.
I guess that's true.
confirms
Remember
anything.
when Amethyst and Steven were the same height when she was putting those flowers on the fucking
exactly
thing?
the same height. Like,
That
what
was
the
so
hell?
weird, and I was like, "Is she transformed? Like, is she gonna fucking grow again?" And she didn't, and I was
Remember
like,
when
"What?"
Steven was like knee high for Garnet?
I mean,
No.
Steven
I do.
Steven
that
is
one
like
episode where
canonic.
she was when Garnet was like messing around or doing random stuff. His size like changed 8 times, I think.
No, like
Oh.
in the wedding episode, Amethyst and Steven are like exactly the same size.
Yeah, I
Well,
did notice
the
that.
one thing I can say about that is like they have been like there was a few episodes about like Steven is growing, but just really slowly because he is
Well,
getting older as a
the-
and he should be taller than he is.
The people who make the show are on record saying they do not use ref sheets for any of their
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah.
which I think is a huge mistake, and it pisses me off, and I don't like it.
I mean,
This is a lot.
I mean,
of
it's
people.
not
largely, I
good.
don't really care. Like, it doesn't bother me while I'm watching the episode, but whenever I think, oh yeah, that seems. I mean,
Yeah.
that one bit where Amethyst is exactly the same height, that's a bit too obvious.
never
Like,
enough
if she's
to
a
pull
little
me
bit taller.
out of the
doesn't matter
show.
how much taller.
But when I reflect on it, I'm like, what an utter lack of like professionalism and caring about your product to just be like, I don't know, I guess they're just whatever.
Tom, that is the white cis male in you that cares about these sorts of things.
You're
we
right.
care about expressing ourselves
You're
and
right.
feeling the drawings and
Sorry.
feeling how big
I need
Steven
to-
is relative
I need to take
Amethyst.
I need to take this opinion back to PragerU where it belongs.
okay,
I'm
as-
sorry.
As a purple female, I agree with
Yes.
Tom.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Therefore,
Well,
therefore
if a
the
woman
opinion is valid
says
now.
it's a problem, then I can say whatever I want now. I have the shield. It's
Blue
good.
Diamond is the best. Here's a hot take that everyone agrees with. Yellow Diamond looks like ass, and I hate how yellow her skin is. She looks
Yellow
terrible.
Diamond looks
I like her.
better now. I mean, I didn't like her initial appearance because of that crazy neck.
Yeah,
because of that
was
copy that
terrible.
neck.
Yeah.
But it's been toned down in future appearances. I mean, I don't think she's anywhere near as cool as Blue
If
Diamond.
they
but
just
she's
turned
alright.
I
down the
liked her in the
saturation on
finale
her
a
skin
lot.
specifically, I think she would look 10 times better.
on her what?
On her face and skin, like if you turned that saturation
I
down.
do think they're a bit. She in particular is a bit too like one tone.
Yeah, exactly. It's lame.
Yeah,
It's
I
lame.
agree with that. That's my problem with some
I-
Pokemon.
Blue is better.
Like, that's
I
why
think-
I like Reshiram and Zekrom and like Ninetales and Vulpix. Like they're cool and all, but they're a
How
little
dare you.
too. They're a little
I-
too
I
one
don't- I don't-
color.
I don't mind Yellow Diamond's color palette, and I think when Yellow and Blue Diamond are together, they complement each other quite well, and they look good together.
I just don't like yellow.
I think
in
Yellow
general.
looks worse when
Yeah.
she's on her own.
We've had our issues with yellow on this show in the
Yeah.
past.
very
Storied history.
The cycle continues.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I still have fucking PTSD over that.
Yeah, you do, clearly.
Clearly, it's manifesting
hey.
here.
What do you think about Bismuth's redemption, such as it is? Steven
it was-
really just went in there and was like, hey, remember when you tried to kill me? Let's knock that shit off and be
Oh,
friends.
I think that was fine. Because he
It was-
learned something new about
I-
Rose Quartz that recontextualized how he felt about
Yeah.
the whole business
It was
thing,
fast
so-
because they cut away from the explanation, but I think that was good. I didn't want to hear all that explained
like for
again.
the
Yeah.
third time. Or...
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
you
feel
know.
like at any time, if they had unbubbled Bismuth, like with all of them there, and talked to her as a group, I feel like they could have resolved it earlier.
I
still-
agree.
I still think though she might have had her reservations emotionally in Bismuth.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not forget, Steven, on his own, unbubbles and restores this murderous individual that attempted to kill him and only barely escaped with his life. It just like he really should. Like, I know if the other guys had been there, they probably would have said, "Hey, maybe this isn't a good idea." But just, I don't know. I guess I'm just saying it seems like a bad idea. But he is a child, so
Steven
has
a history of making bad ideas.
Yeah.
Question. Does the fact that Pink Diamond was not shattered mean that no diamonds were shattered in the Earth Rebellion?
So, yeah, it does. No diamonds?
What about... No, it depends, I guess, because...
Well, there's only 4.
Wait, what are you saying, Mage?
Oh, wait, you said diamonds, right?
No, I mean any gems. Yeah, I was talking about gems in general. I may have said
has
diamonds,
mentioned the friends who were shattered. It's been mentioned.
Guys, we literally have the cluster, which is made out of shards of gems.
That's true.
Well, was that made...
Mage is the only one on top of the Steven Universe
Well,
lore.
no, I mean, hang on. Wasn't the cluster put there...
The Steven Universe-averse.
The cluster was specifically put there before the war, because that was like how they were going to colonize the place.
Okay, in the beginning of the few seasons, they were gathering shards of gems as well to bubble them, like the remnants, the remains of their friends as well.
Well, some of those were corrupted specifically, right?
But some of them were shards. I think, like in the episode where the little shards possessed like the pants, they were only a fraction of a gem.
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
And I think when Bismuth came back, she looked up and saw like shattered fragments of her friends. I think she mentioned. It's like,
she said they were bubbled
because otherwise they would have like unbubbled them as well.
It was pretty
couldn't.
Cool when the fucking ground cracked and like the fucking ghost cloud came out.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that.
From
the Lord
cluster,
of Ghosts.
That was big.
Okay, all right.
Mega cluster.
Tumbling
the cluster.
down,
Let's talk about the cluster. Because am I the only one who was peeved?
MVP.
I was peeved.
The cluster is very Ava.
That it didn't like. So the cluster comes alive, the thing that we've all been trying to avoid, and it simply was not a problem and was in fact a great boon.
That was
like,
Well, I think the reason that was set up is because Steven has already solved the problem of it potentially being an enemy by being a nice friend and saying, "Don't worry, you freak, I'm your friend.
I mean,
I'll give you a bubble."
Yeah.
And now you'll have no nightmares, and they're like, cool, sick.
I guess it's the same way as Bismuth, that like they probably could have unbubbled it and it would have been alright. But
yeah,
no. Like at the end, though,
being bubbled?
At the end, yeah, I think it did. I don't remember specifically in that episode, but I think the bubbling kind of helps it to keep calm. And at the end, when it helped, I was like, okay, do you want to go back into your bubble? I think that's what Steven said or something like that.
You're right about that, but he distinctly, like, we see the bubble pop when it is, like, coming out, and he doesn't, like, reform the bubble or anything.
Yeah, we did not see him reform the bubble, but he did ask about it.
But he did ask, so
I guess he's going to later? Is he going to drill down to the center of the Earth again, like they did previously? Is that the plan?
He's just going to do it with mind bubbling.
You can't do that. That's not a thing.
He's going to bubble the entire
dude,
planet.
Steven's Pink Diamond
universe. He can pull that power right out of his ass.
Well,
okay, guys. One, there's already a giant hole leading to the cluster that the cluster made itself. Second, Steven has floating power, so he could probably just float down and bubble it.
Steven's distinctly
What about
says,
oxygen levels?
I mean, he can die.
I mean, if the cluster...
He can make a bubble around himself.
He can survive in space.
Well, he does need to breathe.
I refute that by disagreeing.
Well, okay, Steven specifically says to the cluster as it's retreating, like, do you want to go back in your bubble? Now, to me, the implication was, oh, the bubble isn't popped. We, like, poked through the bubble with our little arm here, which would just make no sense at all.
It seemed like the bubble popped.
We saw an explosion. So... I think
he meant it to rebubble it, but that was.
Maybe he just did something, and who cares?
Maybe bubble. He just meant like, do you want to go back into your shell? Like, do you want to just be alone for a while, buddy? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Wouldn't a fucking giant cluster going from the core of the Earth all the way to the surface like cause damage significantly to the planet?
No. Well, okay, to be fair, the Earth in Steven Universe is already massively fucked by even having the cluster to begin with, so I guess it's just like different in some way.
Like there are certain land masses missing in Steven Universe.
Yeah, there is no center of the Earth. There is just the cluster.
Did that arm extend all the way from the center of the planet?
I mean, it must have, right?
Well, for fuck's sake, like that's like. I don't know how many miles that is, but that's like a long. It's probably like thousands of miles to the center. But then like it gets up, and the arm itself is like maybe like mountain size. Like,
well, if you think about it, okay. I mean, well, I think like the United States is like 1,000 miles across, I think, or maybe a couple thousand.
I think it's more. Yeah, it sounds.
Okay,
right.
you know what? Whatever. So it was definitely thousands of miles, like to the center of the Earth, probably.
I mean, it's a lot longer than the arm that we see.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just a weird coincidence that the size of the arm that emerges from the Earth, of what is left to emerge from the Earth, is just the same exact size.
Yeah.
As the
I think they just decided not to go further than that for some reason.
I mean, it worked out.
Yeah.
You know, that was an appropriate length
to form. Yeah, maybe it just decided to match the other two, but like, why not be bigger?
Because we had to have this cool arm wrestling scene. It was the fucking sick shit, dude. The rule of cool. You make comics, you know it.
I get. I mean, it was kind of cool. I like the ships. I didn't really like the weird arm cluster, but whatever.
It looked like
muscles. It was theming.
Yeah.
It was organic. It represented Earth.
How is that theming?
Because it represented the organic nature of Earth versus the clean.
Also, it's incomplete. It's raw. It's damaged.
It's raw. It's meaty.
The cluster is #OurBoy now.
I mean, that's true.
It is.
So were the
diamonds.
I think
perhaps.
I remember saying this in the previous Steven Universe podcast, but I want to see what happens when the cluster fuses with someone.
Oh, that's
specifically Steven.
Becomes
if
God.
Steven fuses with the cluster to fight White Diamond or something,
but
and he becomes like a giant, like, big boy.
No, the thing is,
how convenient! The big bad is White Diamond.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Now, until we learn of the secret overlord Black Diamond, which would be, truly powerful.
I want there to be a Black Diamond.
I mean, that sounds cool.
Black and red diamond. Black and red diamond.
Black diamond.
No.
I want to learn lore about where the diamonds came from.
Actual gems, like on Earth. Like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you Google it, you see.
Wait, what is this?
Right now.
Oh,
Are you asking if on Earth there are black or red diamonds?
Yeah, there is such a thing as a black diamond.
A black diamond. Okay, yeah. I was just making sure.
What about a trans diamond? What about a gay diamond? We need inclusivity.
Black diamonds. Black diamonds only exists on ski slopes for when you gotta be a real champion skier.
Black diamond is just a skiing champ.
It looks almost chrome.
Well, fair enough.
I'm finding Google images, but they all seem fake and dumb.
Hey, here's a thought.
I'm pretty sure
this doesn't mean anything, but remember how Peridot showed up in a giant green hand? Is there a green diamond out there somewhere? I mean, there was a blue and a yellow hand.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. It's a hand as opposed to an arm. So I guess that
was it? Oh,
okay. Yeah. Peridot showed up in a hand, and the diamonds show up in arms. But the hand seemed like bigger. No. The hand seemed about the same size as the hand of the arm.
Sizes are a little bit weird in Steven.
I guess I can't.
I don't know.
I really was hoping.
Does each of these arms just command a fleet of hands? I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know.
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
Guys, color theory: blue plus yellow equals green.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you go to art school or something?
Pretty impressive.
Well, in what does the theory consist of?
It's just I think that the implication might have been that Peridot is just subservient to both of the diamonds, even though she's technically yellows, but
Peridot is yellow's man.
But they work together, blue and yellow. So
it is strange and makes me wonder if there's if the green is some there's only two things that make sense, and one is that the green is some kind of coalition, blue and yellow coalition color, or that this ship was made specifically for Peridot, or maybe for Peridot's plural.
I mean,
generally.
That's probably, I guess, what it is. I mean, Peridot wasn't special at the time. They probably send Peridots on these kind of missions elsewhere as well.
I think if we're thinking of color theory, if we're thinking of color theory, we've got yellow, blue, and pink, which is the red, which is the three primary colors. Mm-hmm. So I don't know whether there would be any other diamonds aside from White Diamond that are secret.
I mean, I'm assuming not. By the way, guys, here's a conspiracy theory that a lot of people are bringing up that I think makes no sense, but you can weigh in on. Remember remember that time when Greg, Steven, and Pearl went to the city, and like that's when like Pearl sang her song about Rose being gone, and she kind of got over her hatred of Greg with the top hat. That's the one.
Yeah.
So in that song, Greg is depicted as yellow and Pearl is depicted as blue. And people are making connections to Blue and Yellow Diamond. I see zero connection here, other than Pearl was sad about stuff Blue.
What kind of connections are being made?
I have not even paid attention to what they are.
I mean,
but I know
secretly Greg is Yellow Diamond.
Whoa.
Like, how would Greg even be Yellow
the reason
Diamond
he
in
went,
any way?
It's because
No,
Greg
dude, the way that he went
represents
into the house. He went into the house and he hid and he came out as Yellow Diamond. Like, haven't you seen them together
it's
in the same room?
Yellow Diamond represents toxic masculinity, which
Right.
Greg is the human embodiment of, and that's how he stole Rose with his toxic masculinity.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Of course I'm right.
I'm sold.
I can't wait for White to be the only male gem.
I mean, that would be like interesting, you know.
That would actually be kind of cool and neat.
It would literally be the patriarchy. What that would be.
I mean, it would be.
At least
they
they'd
won't-
be
but it
honest
won't
about
be.
it.
Yeah,
At
it
least
won't
be
be.
like on the surface.
Men are
It might-
banned.
It will never stop frustrating me that the gems are all female, because if everyone is female, then no one is. It doesn't even make make sense for gems to have a gender at all.
It's
Like,
just an
what?
artistic choice, really.
I mean, well, I guess I don't want if gender is performative. I don't whatever.
Right,
What does any of it mean in a world
But
where nobody
all
has
have,
sex?
But they all have like girlish forms.
Well, look at like Ruby. Let's look at Ruby
Well,
for
what is it?
example.
Ruby
is like
Ruby is-
very.
Is not.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
proper amethysts as well.
Yeah.
Look at fucking
who's
what's
the
her
orange
face?
one?
You know.
Tanzanite? No. Who's the orange one?
I can't
Jasper.
remember.
Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper.
Jasper's
Where the
very
fuck
good.
is she? What the happened?
I mean,
She
we've
got
been told they're all
corrupted.
female.
Yeah,
And
they're
I
all
believe
they're all female, but like I don't know. It rings a bit hollow when you think about it.
It's
in
like,
some
well,
cases.
technically, they're not even female, they're genderless, but they use female pronouns.
But like, why would they
Yeah.
even use female pronouns in a society where there is no such thing as male or female?
Well, I guess
they
they
have
do
to have
have- I
some
guess-
sort of pronouns, and I guess
Well,
it's
they
easier
speak
for the
English.
watchers to have.
For some
Not
reason, the
us,
gems
not-
speak
you can
English,
do
and in
they,
English
them.
you have to have a pronoun.
Well, yeah,
so
that's the real
you got.
reason.
I guess that's
no,
fair.
you don't. You don't have to have pronouns if you don't want to.
I
Well,
think
I mean, you
Rebecca
gotta have
Sugar
something.
just wanted to make them female, and so she came up with
Well,
reasons.
sure.
I mean, yeah.
They just
But
want
in-
the
but
porn.
in-
They want
in
the porn. They
universe-
want the Rule 34,
Yeah.
and so do I.
But in universe, I don't know. When it's like all the gems are female, my question is, but what does that mean, really? Like, what does that mean?
Rule 34.
Yeah,
That's what it means.
In some cases, I think it makes more sense than others.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a stylistic choice. It's fine. It's fine.
I guess,
This is why I wonder. This is why you got to ask the deep questions. Like, is Sapphire and Ruby's marriage really a gay wedding? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
there are
Nobody knows.
species
Scholars debate
of
for
animals
endlessly.
or creatures
It's a
rather,
very
that
funny
are
wedding.
kind of genderless and just reproduce.
I mean, if you just
sexually
saw
and
a
whatnot.
really sexy starfish are genderless, but like if it looked kind of feminine, would
Patrick?
you call it like Patrick? Just because Patrick has a rockin' bod, it does not make him female, you know.
Yeah.
Nor does it make him male.
Rule 34, Patrick Star.
Oh yes, this is good. Hey, well, who's your favorite gem? Mine was Ruby for a long time. I think I'm back on
Amethyst.
Pearl.
Mine was Pearl for a while, but I think Amethyst.
I think
is it.
Garnet has always been a favorite, but Lapis Lazuli is a second.
I have been thinking since the beginning of this podcast when I couldn't decide on what gem I liked the most. And I think I still can't decide. But maybe it's Lion.
Lion's not a gem, but
And that's
He's a
My
character.
favorite
Funny.
gem. My favorite gem is the gem that I made for the last Steven podcast, Stibnite, sweet precious Stibnite.
Oh yeah, my favorite gem is
Nice.
me, Aquamarine.
I miss what's his face, Mexican, whatever the fuck his name was. The fusion
Oh, God,
guy.
yeah.
Remember that guy?
Is it Mexican cherry opal
That's
or fire opal?
No,
Mexican-
something like. I'm
Yeah.
gonna Google it.
I think it was Mexican cherry opal.
I think you're right. He was a fusion of two, whatevers, and that was cool.
Mexican cherry open.
Well, I guess
it was
like
awesome.
It's like everyone on Homeworld is like, what is a Mexican? What does your name mean?
And I'm like,
friend?
Stop misgendering me. That's what I'm like.
Even on
logical
Homeworld, they need to build the
questions.
wall.
Yeah, that's right. May, choose
I
your favorite
can't
gem.
find my old image. Where is my funny guy?
Oh, your little it's on my butt guy,
Yeah.
right?
Where is he? Oh, I don't think I have it.
I mean, if you
He's
look
on
in
my
the
old
PCP
PC.
Steven Universe, like we did edit them into the opening of that episode.
We did. They are all there.
Yeah. Here, I'll link for your pleasure. With just people in this chat.
Mexican cherry opal.
Mexican. All right. Thank you. Yep. They're all here. I mean, it was me, Jesse, Gib, Tom,
Why
and
is
Ben.
it Mexican?
Well, that's just the name of the opal, and it was so silly that I was like, well, that works.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm laughing. I'm giggling.
Yeah, having a good chuckle.
Mage can't hear us, but that's her problem.
Where'd she go?
I think she's just having audio issues.
Oh no.
Plug and unplug.
Well, I don't know.
your
She can. I mean, we're all doing the right thing in this call. Hopefully, she can.
You are not the first person to make a Mexican cherry opal
What?
gem sona.
Are you kidding me?
Well, actually, that's I don't know whose came first. I found one. Let me see.
This
if
was
it
January
before.
10th, 2016 is when this episode came out.
Okay, let's find out.
I need to know
this
so bad.
I see this one. Wait, there's several actually. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why would anyone else have such a retarded idea?
Because they're fellow scholars, such as myself.
All right.
Oh, I heard you, Mage. What you saying?
Yeah, nothing. I couldn't hear you guys for a prolonged time.
Oh.
Yes. You missed.
We were
you
just
missed
talking about
nothing.
our gem sonas.
Oh, I have a gem sona. I almost missed this.
What is?
How do I find out when a Tumblr post was made?
Is there no date on the post?
Oh wait, this was July 23rd, 2017.
Ha,
So
I
it looks
win.
like you beat. Looks like okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
me.
what's
me-
the contest for?
There is
I'm looking.
no- oh, well.
I'm looking at other people that have made Mexican cherry opal gem sonas and see
As was mine.
whether Bestie Boys here's was the first.
Can I say Mexican cherry opal?
Can you say it?
Can I see it? Could someone?
If you click the piece, the Steven Universe, just click play on that in the main chat. It's like he's the first guy that shows up.
Yeah, we
we'll
all
see
made
it.
gem sonas for that episode.
Remember when I used to make like effort in like the openings of these episodes? No more of that.
This is July 23rd, 2017.
I'm
so
still
again,
in the lead. No one can beat me. I mean, Jesse had a tiger's eye. I would bet there's some tiger's eye that go back a ways.
Tiger's
That's a
Eye's
popular-
Tiger's Eye's canon in the show now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
Bismuth said it. Yeah.
Isn't that like an actual crystal gem, tiger's eye or whatever? It was like one of their friends or something, right?
That's what they said.
Like
That's what what's her name was saying. That that was like one of their buddies.
So this monstrosity is in fact canon. This
as fuck.
misshapen freak. This is actually the corrupted version, canonically, of Tiger's Eye. It looks like Jesse's OC.
This one says it was 1 year ago, so I don't know if that might be rounding down. So this one I can't tell.
Okay,
but it's really bad and seems to be colored with colored pencils.
Oh well, disgusting.
Disregarded.
Yeah.
Anyone who's interested, please Google Mexican cherry opal.
Yeah, let us know.
Mexican cherry opal. And actually, a disproportionate amount of the results are, in fact, gem sonas.
What? Are you kidding? Oh, I'm going to Google this shit now.
We're getting lost over here.
Pretty shocked, actually. This is a rabbit hole I'm glad to fall down.
There actually are quite a few. This is shocking. Well, I see just some normal cherry opals as well. In fact, I see way more cherry opals.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Oh my god, this one has a gun.
Whoa!
This one just has a gun.
All right. This
one by
is not
Stars
good
Galaxy.
podcast content. Let's see.
What? Yes, it.
They can't see the images.
Fine. Just fucking Google it.
Yeah, just Google.
Everyone, kids at home.
I mean, I don't even know what more I have to say on Steven Universe at the moment.
No, these are really good. No, these are actually really good.
I mean, please edit them in someone, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's the thing to do. No?
Google it at home.
Okay.
Just Google it and just experience what I'm experiencing.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, alright, I'll shut up.
Who's got anything else to say about Steven Universe? I mean, bring up my feelings out there.
I really liked I really liked the one where Ruby was a cowboy, and I liked the fight at the end. Huh?
Oh, sorry. I think my internet's being weird at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I really like the cowboy episode. Really like the fight at the end. That's yeah. My overall feelings about this bomb were. It was all right.
I liked it. I'm invested again. I'm cautiously optimistic because I'm almost certain that the next bomb is gonna not be this good. It's gonna be like meandering again.
I mean, the hook that the gems are like, they know now. Like everyone knows. It's pretty neat, and I'm interested to see what happens next. So that's also interested to see what happens.
It does kind of feel like we're reaching like the end of the storyline.
I hope we are. I pray, I heard that we are.
I really hope that the next season is the last one and they tie up all the loose ends.
Frankly, they've answered every question except I just want to know who's White Diamond and where does like Gem Society in general come from. But even that, I don't really care. I also want to know
who the pink-haired girl is.
The pink-haired girl. I don't care.
Well, she's just a girl.
She's just some.
They introduced her and then they whisked her away. I want to see something with her.
Well, all right, fair enough.
I would like to see her again.
Yeah, I do want to see her again. I want Pearl to smash.
Didn't she like give her number to Pearl or something? And Pearl has been steadily learning how to use a phone.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. I think that a fucking Pearl and Kevin love triangle sounds like great. The kind of filler episode that I totally want to watch.
I'd like that.
Because some of the Steven Universe filler is good, and I like it.
Some of it is, but Onion, get out.
The filler's biggest problem isn't even that it's bad. Well, I was just going to say the reason the problem with Steven Universe filler isn't even that it's usually bad. It's just that it's usually like we're in the middle of this really interesting plot arc, but we're going to put it on pause for like the rest of the week, and then you're not going to know how it turns out for another like month and a half.
The rest of the week, for the rest of the 6 months, you have a Steven bomb. You
right, exactly.
Long, and
that's
it's like a string of episodes you don't care about, and then something right at the end.
That's why it's so infuriating.
With like a weird new thing, and I'm like, well, fuck you.
Remember that episode where, am I wrong about this, where Sadie, Lars, and Steven get trapped on an island, and then Sadie, the angel herself, like just doesn't tell them how to get home?
Yep.
Yes.
Remember that?
That does happen.
Why is she, like, good? Like, that's fucked up. Why are we, like, okay with that she did that?
Because her feelings.
She literally kidnapped 2 people. She kidnapped them, is what she did.
Because women get away with everything, Nate. Come on.
I guess so.
She was upset. She was upset, so everything is justified.
Okay, but guys, this is hilarious, a double standard, kind of. I mean, it's not about the same people, but like recently I was watching TV like a pleb, and I saw a We Bear Bears episode where like there were 2 people stranded on an island, and the little bears washed up. They were children at that time, and like the 2 people was a guy and a girl. And the guy, he had, like, provisions and, like, a raft and stuff hidden from her, a way to escape, and he was vilified in the episode for hiding.
As he should be. She should be. As should Sadie, for being a bad person.
And like the reason he hid it because he liked the girl and he was like, oh, we're gonna.
That's literal rape, Mage. That's literally rape. Is
he
what
was like, I'm gonna reveal it as soon as she falls in love with me. And isn't I don't remember the episode with Sadie and Lars, but wasn't like
that's pretty much the same thing.
It's not too dissimilar. I guess
she just loved being.
Instead of fall in love, it's like
she was enjoying
for him to apologize. Was she waiting for him to apologize?
No. She was just enjoying being trapped in a place with the guy she's into, and so she was like, "That's it. That's all it was. It's like the same shit."
And when he finds out, he fucking flips shit as he should, and it totally
not
torpedoes
enough though.
All of it.
Not enough. It was all justified.
There's no long-standing
because she was
consequence for it.
She was like feeling underappreciated or something. So yeah, that means it's okay to kidnap someone. That's why it feels so good to know that like as a father, like when I have kids and like my wife gets custody once we inevitably divorce, when I go and just take them from the house, that'll be allowed. Like no one will stop me. That'll be great. I really look forward to this.
I can see you defending yourself as you would. You would not hire a lawyer.
I'll bring up this
court.
Steven Universe episode. Look,
I'd like to admit Steven Universe into evidence, please.
And then the judge will we'll pull off her wig and reveal that she's got like a bright teal side cut like Tumblr do on. She's like, case dismissed.
It is in fact Rebecca Sugar, my judge and jury. Oh,
are we done?
I feel like we're pretty exhausted here.
I am extra exhausted.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
I feel like we've really run Steven Universe into the ground.
Oh, hey, we didn't mention May. Mage's lovely OC over here. Spirit Quartz, looking good. I do want to mention that I am a little disappointed that Sadie's music career did not get brought up. That is a side plot that I'm kind of invested in. I mean, I'm interested to see where that goes. I don't think it'll go anywhere.
It's going to be brought up
fast.
again, I'm sure. There was a little bit where they showed like the people in the town reacting to something, and you could see Sadie hanging out with everyone.
That's good.
And Mayor Dewey at the donut shop.
I'm glad that she has quit. I'm like that she's done that.
I just remembered something neat, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm pretty sure this is the deal. When Ruby writes her goodbye note, her name, like she writes Ruby, but before Ruby there's like a little crossed out bit. I think what that is that she started to write Garnet and then remembered that she's not Garnet. Yeah,
I think so.
And I thought, I paused it and went back. I couldn't see a G. It just looked like a little scribble, but I was like, it's gotta be.
Perhaps she's just retarded.
She just doesn't know how to write.
She just doesn't know words.
No. It can't be.
Mage, I have a quick query about your OC. Where is her gem? Is it her hairband? Is that what it is?
No. Her thumbs. She's a fusion, and both of her thumbs are her gems.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's cool.
And also, the eyebrows are actually a pair of tiny eyes.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's like I don't know. They remind me of like geisha eyebrows a little bit. Whatever. They're cool.
Geisha.
You said it, sister. The rest of us already have OCs from the last episode.
Yeah, Stibnite.
Yep, Stibnite's good. Go watch that episode if you want to see those guys in an animated little intro at the beginning. I mean, it's not much, but it's something. All right, well, I guess we're done. Anything else? Steven Universe?
Are we going on to questions? Is that what we do now?
Well, before questions, we have an announcement, everybody. We have an announcement. So the fan art, I think, is the next thing. But due to massive backlash on all sides, Ben, we've decided that it just doesn't really seem like we want to do fan art in the show. So we're planning to retire.
It's weird to do it in a audio podcast.
Yeah. We just want to keep, I guess, that stuff to at most a show note sort of thing.
We might feature it elsewhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, let us know what you think.
Well, we always feature fan art that is tweeted at us.
Oh, yeah.
On the Twitter.
We'll happily retweet them all day. Those are great. We love those. And here's your warning. So because you didn't have warning for this, what we're going to do is, this is your warning. Next time is the last one, is what we're doing. So, you got one more chance. If you still want to make something, feel free. It'll be in there.
If you still want to make something yourself.
I mean, yeah, you still got a chance to hit the spotlight. Maybe this will want
to be a contender.
Maybe this will drive up massive amounts of fan art because people know, it's now or never.
It's now or never.
Yeah,
so we should do that every single
podcast.
Yeah, that's when it'll be. So, but speaking of which, let's go look at the fan chart of the week. All right, everyone, go to the fucking fan art thing over there, the fan chart thing. First one is from @HH It's me and Ben.
It's me and you. It's the bros. What does he say? He says, "It's also ugly and best guy ever. Here are the two best brothers as the true best brothers."
Yes.
And that's clever wordplay.
Whoa.
I wanted to rest some time, but procrastination doesn't let me do it. #MaxReviveTBAT. I fucking love this. It's great. And a 10 out of 10.
Yep. Well, you didn't describe it for our audio listeners. It's just me as Sanji from One Piece and Ben as Zoro. There you go.
Just works really good with my fucking hat, because he wore a hat for a while. He wore a knit.
I didn't even notice the poobah on the sheath.
Yeah.
Yes, the little poobah. I don't know what you would call
Charm,
it.
I guess.
Charm.
Yeah.
katana decor.
Massive problem, though, that seems like it'd be unwieldy as he's walking around, because those things will jostle. That charm will be flying off in no time. What I would have done is put a Poobah hanging from his ear, or perhaps 3 Poobahs, you know? And,
that would be way too small to see.
Well, you know, put a little microscope.
My eyes are so small and beady. I look so guarded and sinister, just like in real life.
Yeah. That's true. And I look very confident and
quickly
proud.
Before we move on to the next fan art, I just quickly want to
Sure.
say thank you for the fan arts that were featured in the last episode that were of me. You guys did a bad job at saying that they were nice, and I like them, and they're good, and thank you.
I'm not you. I'm not gonna speak for Mage.
But like,
Fair enough.
Yeah, but like you were like, I think it was Ben mostly like, oh, there it is. Well, there it goes, sort of.
I didn't
well,
get to that
wasn't
part.
that after I spent like 5 minutes like
Yes,
trying to scroll through the chat and looking at it, and then by the time I found
I
it,
kept
I
all
was
that
that
was
in
the
because it
second
was a
one.
funny punchline that you had seen it before, and it was like, oh, whatever.
Well, yeah. Well, I
Like a
did like
dismissal
the
at the end.
I did like the editing, but yeah, no. The first
I didn't
two,
see that part yet.
the first 2 images that you showed that were of me, and you dismissed them, and I'm sad about it. They were nice, so thank you from me personally. I definitely saw them, and I.
Well, there you go. And then speaking of Mage fan art, next from @TheWolfArt, my boy Edward D. Al.
Edward D. Al.
Look at this
yeah.
incredible Sukeban Mage. It is absolutely
super
gorgeous.
Good.
I love it
Yeah.
so much.
It's fantastic.
The only thing that I think could have improved it
Yeah.
was if it was a bat with nails in it instead of a katana.
Well, no, it's Japanese
Shinai.
though. It's Japanese.
Yeah, he's
Sukeban.
going for a thing.
That's what
He's going for a
nothing. There's
thing.
nothing more quintessentially Japanese than a baseball bat with nails in it.
It's literally a thing, isn't it?
I mean,
like a trope.
like he's,
It is. It's
okay, but
I mean, this is also a trope.
he's going
this is
for a
also
slightly
trope.
softer form of delinquent than that, I think, which is appropriate.
Yeah.
Which I love this. I love this.
I really like the petals and the little like the thing with the leaf in her mouth is it's just also good.
The
also,
little-
isn't that like a okay? I haven't seen Kill la Kill in a while, but it's sort of familiar. Like
That is
similar.
a school uniform. That is not a kill.
Yeah, but like I think
It does
was,
look kind of
This
like
is
that.
Yeah,
a middle
but-
school
I
uniform.
guess.
yeah,
I believe.
it's just like because the red, it just the thing of the red one, it kind of reminded
It's the
me.
kind of school uniform that the Kill la Kill outfit is like.
Yeah.
The, what do they call it?
Kinda
Seifuku.
based
It's the
on.
Seifuku. Don't
Okay.
you know?
Right.
Well, in any way,
You know, I
it's beautiful.
actually have a couple of Shinai in my room right now.
Whoa. Hey,
So,
remember?
I actually have
Is-
two.
Is
I actually
Shinai
have
the
two
name
of them,
of
so
a school
I'm
uniform?
stronger.
No, it's
You
a
should
seppuku.
put like 5 in each hand, like Zoro did, for maximum sword wielding
And then hold
efficiency.
6 in my teeth.
Yeah, like he did for
Yeah.
maximum
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
More swords is more power.
That's literally his reasoning as a child, and I absolutely love it. All right, well, this one's great. Moving on.
Yeah. Edward D. Al is...
He's a legend.
fucking-
I mean, this guy makes some high
yeah,
quality
he's-
shit.
He's done really great work before.
For sure.
It's fucking sick.
All right, here we go. Kind Overlord @Kind Overlord. I mean, we got a
This guy
we
did-
got a gif here. We got a gif here.
This guy did one. He did a gif of me earlier in the week,
Oh.
and then he busts out this classic piece.
It's the-
this,
it's the-
the
it's
Radcon
the-
Arena.
So
It's
good.
the Dark Souls of arena shooters. Radcon 3 IRL. Radcon 3
my
Arena
God.
IRL.
This
I
guy's
really
killing it.
I
Friendly
really like
Overlord
the
is killing it.
lighting effect.
Yeah, the lighting is
so
nuts.
good.
The glow moving around and stuff. This
Yeah.
is so fucking cool.
Someone get this guy on the art team of an indie game or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, for sure.
The
I
whole GIF
particularly
looks like
like-
an indie game sort of title.
That's true.
screen.
Yeah.
That's true.
I particularly like. I think bottom left. The hair.
Yeah.
Like the lighting on the hair is like kind of bubbly like the hair, and it's like that's
Yeah.
they thought about that.
He put
I
some
like
work
the
in
little
this. for
tiny
real.
strands of hair as well.
Yeah, no, those are nice. Oh, a lot of
Sort of-
detail, a lot of love.
Yeah.
Pixel art's always great.
I love this
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we got one of
This
Munchie
is the
here.
winner.
Should we just skip this Munchie one? I mean, it's just Munchie. I mean, I don't know. The guy's talking
Wait,
about
wait,
how
wait,
last
no,
episode was
hold
good.
on.
Frankly, I'm sick of the guy.
Okay, no, but like quickly, there's a reflection in his glasses. It could be
Is
that.
there?
Yeah, like.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah, okay.
Is it potentially?
a
Now
person.
I'm not too sure, but it could potentially be like the setting for Redcon 3, like the house.
Okay, we might
maybe?
as well put this one. Robert J. Lazarus 1. I mean, here it is. There's Munchie. So you can join the discussion now,
I mean, I
friends.
think
I
that's
think-
an actual painting, so I think it's pretty.
I mean, I love that.
I
It's
think
the
this
painting.
is.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is him at Radcon 2. So maybe the reflection is the
Oh,
classroom.
it's like the lecture. That could be
Oh.
it.
It might be. It might be. That's my best guess.
All right. Well, feel free to clarify in the comments below.
This is a pretty
Rob.
fucking good painting. If that's like physical pants, like
yeah, I can
the,
I can
the-
see the bumpiness of it.
capturing something like a reflective surface is pretty difficult,
Yeah.
and the fact that I can instantly tell that those are like mirrored shades reflecting a room
Yeah,
is
yeah.
sick.
I like the
pretty
little sort of the shape. It has like a little bounce to it. It's not like a flat surface on the glasses. You can see the little bend. The
Yeah.
reflection of glasses would do. It's really good.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Here we go. Mr. Upload at XG Upload.
I saw this on Twitter before. Yes.
Oh no!
Oh, it's
Did
a
you-
weed guy.
No.
With his. I mean, it does. It's not an Ava.
It's a Gundam, I think. I mean,
It's
got that
Digi with
look.
his weed Gundam. Maybe this is like G Gundam
It's
style.
definitely. It has such
Seems
a G
like it.
Gundam vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We Gundam.
The
it's.
perspective
I mean,
is really interesting.
see, one thing I appreciate about this is that in this clearly takes place in New Los Angeles City, aka Neo Milwaukee, aka the location of Rowdy Fucker's Cop Killers, and Digi is clearly a killer in this image.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah. I mean, look, the slime green bandana, just the whole aesthetic.
The,
I would've
the
guessed.
Gundam
It
is
doesn't
purple,
get more rowdy fuckers than this.
but he's purple.
Huh?
But the Gundam
Exactly.
is purple.
And Killers own the color purple.
Oh,
We
okay.
copyrighted it.
Okay, what
Yeah.
about green?
Well, that's just slime.
Green
you
is
know.
green is fair use. Green is fair
Okay.
use.
I mean,
Now I
you know,
know.
this isn't me, so I don't care. So moving on.
I mean,
I just kind of
yeah,
want
sure.
to just the perspective,
Sure.
like the attempt of the perspective is really neat. I think
The perspective is. Oh, sorry.
yeah, I think there's a little bit of a mistake there, but I don't have the time to describe it how so. But like,
Oh, no,
still, it's really good.
I think that the perspective is maybe a little too intense because I think that the robot ends up looking not that big.
That's
He only
true.
looks maybe about like 10 to 15 feet tall, I say.
You ain't wrong.
Which I think would be small for a Gundam.
I think like what actually Digi should probably be in between his legs. No sort of.
No homo.
No homo. Yeah, basically.
Sure.
But yeah, like,
Yeah, I think the scale is a bit. The robot doesn't seem that big.
it's just like the way the arms, especially the one closest to us, its right hand, the way the fist is sort of looking at us, it's
Yeah,
it
the
implies.
foreshortening.
Yeah, it implies sort of like Digi should really be like under the mech, but it's also in front of it, so it's a little
It's
bit
possible
odd.
that Digi's way closer to the camera than the mech, you know?
But that's still an issue.
Yeah,
That,
I agree. I agree. The perspective is a bit.
We need something in the
Weird.
background, like give us perspective in some way. Well,
no, it would
I
like
just-
really ruin it a lot more if there was a background. It's just like
I
because it
just
would be
realized
glaring.
that. I just realized that the things coming out of his shoulders are blunts.
they're blunts, yeah. Yeah. How do you feel
I
about
was
that?
wondering about that.
Yeah. I thought they were like bat
no.
wings, but no.
You know what? Maybe those blunts like open up into big like weed leave wings, and he can just soar like a gazelle.
I
only
think
of
that
the
maybe
sky.
he like maybe okay. Imagine
Oh.
this: he puts his wrists fold back
Yeah.
and expose two flamethrowers.
Yeah,
with
right.
which he lights the two blunts, which he then like he expands his chest cavity to breathe it in to like smoke the blunts down to his shoulders.
No.
But they also serve as fuses for dynamite, which then let off a round of explosives in his arm. which
You
fire
know,
off a volley
G
of
Gundam.
rockets
You know,
into the
Burning
enemy.
Finger. This would be
Also-
Blazing Finger.
That's true. He's
Blazing
right.
finger, which so just defeating his enemies in one fell swoop and getting him majorly high.
All right, fair enough. No more of this, thank you. Okay, moving on. At A Sleepy Guy, we got a little sketch of child bestie boy me,
Aw,
young Nate in the
adorable.
fighting episode. Mom, I'm busy.
What are you holding?
I'm holding.
Little
I have
stick.
various sticks attached to my body,
Okay.
And pine cones
and grenades
as
in my
grenades.
waist. Yeah, you know.
This,
yes,
this
from
art
the
style,
story.
Yeah,
Right.
from the story.
This art style is cute as hell.
Yeah, I'm way
It
into the
is.
style.
I
I'm
love
way
it.
into
I love it.
Yeah.
It's super great. It's super great.
It
Wait,
looks
what was the
adorable.
story about sticks?
Oh well, I mean, I just told about how like I didn't want to go to summer camp, and then like mom would come back at the end of the
she
day, and I came back like
finds you in-
decked out
in a
with
bush or
many
something.
sticks and like grenade pine cones, as described by me in my belt. And I'm like, Mom, go away! I'm in the middle of something now.
I'm in the middle. We're in a
We're
the
in a war.
War is
We're in
on.
a war. You need to leave.
Yeah.
There will be casualties if you stick around, and they will be you.
Yes.
So here is
Okay,
captured
sick.
for all time in digital scans of physical media. Excellent. And that's it. Pretty painless, right, friends? Pretty painless. All right, here we go. Moving on.
Oh man, that was pretty good. That might be the best one yet.
You think so? I mean, that
I don't know.
mage one.
I feel extremely pained.
Me too.
I sprained my ankle watching this fan art.
All right, here we go. Moving on. It's time for those PCP themes, people. Hey, don't forget, when you're hearing this, it's going to be around the fucking
about-
13th. You've
Are
got
questions
1, 2...
last?
Huh? Yeah, we're doing questions last, I think, right?
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yes.
You got 3 weeks left, people, to enter into the goddamn PCP theme contest. Let's see what you got. Full disclosure, I have not listened to any of these, so these are all going to be a surprise. I probably shouldn't tell you that, because then you'll know that I don't screen these. But regardless,
Oh fuck.
here we go with the first one. Oh, and this is by
Wait. What's the first one?
the first one this is from @Moe Entrepreneur. Listen to PCP It's Immaculate on SoundCloud. Okay, so it's called PCP It's Immaculate is the name of this.
Or is immaculate?
PCP is immaculate, yeah, in weird brackets. All right, so here we go. Begin fucking now. No matches. Okay, sorry, hang on. Wait, I can see it
Wait,
right there.
are you playing this? Will I be able to hear this?
Yeah, it's gonna be
play it, or
piped
should
through the thing. Don't worry.
Okay,
It's cool.
okay, that's what
We
I
have a
want.
robot.
I don't know why that didn't work. Hang on. Fucking, is this right? Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, play.
I know.
Now. Is it paused?
Yeah.
It's going.
No, it's starting.
Oh,
Slow intro.
here it is.
I can't hear anything.
Turn up the volume on
quiet.
the
Turn it up.
On the bot?
the rhythm bot.
Oh. Well, it's a little better.
Oh, this is ASMR. I hate it.
It is the Pro Crastinators podcast.
He's
I can't
whispering.
hear
Shut up!
Sorry.
When's the drop?
I feel like one's coming.
I like how sinister it sounds.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. ASMR opening. I mean, I'm just surprised after all our talk of like trying to set a hype mood for the podcast that this was the approach you chose to go with. I mean, don't get me wrong. I couldn't hear like any of the words. I'm sorry to say. Hopefully
I couldn't. Yeah.
our
He
viewers
says like it was whispering the PCP. Oh, it's immaculate or something.
Yeah, I heard
And-
that. I heard that much.
It's kind of
I
funny.
love the music. I really don't like ASMR. I'm sorry. I just
There you go. It's got
I
the
think maybe we
mage
should-
veto.
Here's an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't use this as the theme song, but maybe we just play this subtly in the background of every episode all the time to subliminally influence the audience.
They are signing
That
away
might be
all
what it's
rights
for.
to the usage of this song forever by submitting it to this contest, as agreed previously at some point. So yeah, I mean, this is all ours for the taking. Thank you very much for giving it to us.
God, remember the ASMR bonus?
Oh, I
episode?
sure do. Who could forget our best episode ever? Fantastic. Okay, here we go. Next one. This is from @SlamRarn. And here it is. What's it say?
Oh, Sixten.
Hope Jess is okay with me reworking his melody. You can credit me as Sixten Machado, since Slam Rarn is unpronounceable. Well, I mean, he's not wrong.
It's not that unpronounceable.
Yeah, I figured it out. But here we go. Oh, and it's called For Exposure Crastinator, as opposed to Procrastinator. Oh, I like that. Okay, here we go. Impress me. Hey. I mean, well, that was pretty juicy.
That was very juicy, but was that Jesse's melody?
I couldn't even detect it. He probably, like, took the main melody and, like, I don't know, did something with it. I mean, it didn't sound like it.
I think he changed it to a point where you can't recognize it, which is...
So I'm sure Jesse will not mind, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
That was juicy as fuck.
I mean, that was really good. That was really good. I liked a lot of that.
It's pretty sick.
I don't know.
But it didn't have any fucking jokes in it though.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
The only joke was your submission of that song. Got him.
That's me.
I know. That's why I said it. Sixten. Oh, that was Sixten. Well, I mean, thanks for the submission. I don't know. I'm gonna add that to my ones in my brain of ones to review as we get closer to the finale here.
I will put that on the serious consideration list.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even have a list for that.
I'm gonna make it later.
I don't have a physical list. I mean, it hits the tone. The tone is exactly right.
Yeah, the tone was really good. The tone
is exactly
like if there had been like a voice over it singing about like blah, 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 memes, blah, 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 hand boys, memes, you know.
Cut that clip of that audio.
Yeah, just remix that on top.
Just have Nate saying memes.
PCP, memes,
and
PCP.
Just shift it.
Yeah, there's some more for you.
I don't even. Yeah, okay.
That'll work. Some combination of that. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we go. This is at Alex with lots of A's and S's. Just listen to the recent episode, so here's a cover of Jesse's song, but with Eurobeat synths and some PCP fan art for our boy, the PCP guy, having a good drift. Okay, so make sure that this fan art's on screen, because it's actually fucking dope.
Yeah.
Can you guys see this? Are you seeing this in the PCP themes chat?
Oh, I'm seeing.
He's
it.
drifting like a motherfucker.
He's Tokyo drifting.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere.
That looks fucking incredible. Max revived the PCP guy right now. All right, but let's play this. Here we go.
I want to hear this tasty jam.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I got to do this weird thing where I have to like paste the thing into. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, hang on. And here I go. Play now. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I like those synths.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, can we use that?
Well, the very end of that is like really good.
I really like the end. Can we use that for our episode on the 80s? Can we do that? I mean, or I guess the 90s, all right? I don't know. Anyway, that was really good.
That was pretty tasty.
Yeah.
I really like the
pretty
synth.
tasty.
I mean, I like a lot
I
of
really
that
liked
business.
as soon as the synths kicked in.
Is it cheap? Is it cheap to use one that's just basically a synth remix of the old one?
Not if
there was
it's
one-
good.
Is that an anticlimactic conclusion?
I would say that, okay, for me, it is. For me, it would be anticlimactic, which is why this would probably not be my choice. I would rather get something new. I have to admit it.
Yeah.
I have to admit it. Also, that was a little bit, like, more downbeat, you know, if that's the right word, you know, what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it was kind of chill.
So, you know,
chill.
these are my thoughts.
But
thoughts.
maybe not worth of a theme, but like generally, I really like the sound of it.
Yeah, I mean, I
Especially
really
the
liked
music.
it.
That was
really
super
liked
dope.
it.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
I wasn't much into the vocals, but I
Oh,
liked
yeah.
the synths when they kicked in. Like
The synths
the
were
very
great.
end when it did the do 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 do, but in the synth.
Yeah, that sounded
Yeah.
great.
But it was fading out. If you could like send me like a version that is just that without the fading out bit.
Yeah, do it, dog.
So
Tweet it at us.
I can max gain it and put it on loop.
By the way,
You did
you
some
guys
good work, person.
click on the main
I've
chat and
got-
look at like the way that the thing looks. Like this is like the image that went with it. It looks fucking sick.
I've got a solution.
Uh-huh.
I've got a solution to this whole quagmire. What if?
Uh-huh.
Okay, like we end the contest. You know, we pick a
Yeah,
winner and all
yeah.
that. What if we, you know, aside from naming a winner, we just take all like our favorites and just have them be outros, like whenever we want. Just or at least once each. Just do them in sequence, and then like, what if just like forever after, like anyone that wants to submit like a song, like if we listen to it and we like it, we can put it in the rotation, and we can just close out episodes with like different people's songs all the time.
Well, I got to tell you, I sure don't hate that idea.
Same,
Yeah.
same, fam.
I'd
know?
be interested in hearing what the fans think about that idea.
Like, what if it was just a continuous thing? Like, you know, you make a PCP fan song, we fucking play it as the outro to the episode.
That sounds like a pretty good idea. Sounds like a pretty.
I know.
I personally,
right?
I mean, as is the purpose for this entire contest, I'm way into the idea of having a theme song that is the theme song. But for the outros, I'm way into that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, you know, keep talking about it. Let's get to the next one here. This is from at Eric C. Base. This is his second submission, and it's called, I believe it's called Crazy.0 or Crazy.0, one of the two. And it goes a little something like this.
Oh.
Ooh, that bass. I can't say no to the beat. I can't say no to the beat. Oh, damn. Yeah.
that is
well,
so good.
That was just irresistible.
Yeah,
I
sure
loved
was.
it. I loved it so much. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like vaguely reminiscent.
It's
I'm not saying it's copying, but like vaguely reminiscent of that style of like. Do you guys know the song? Oh, now I forgot it. I just knew it. Hold on, got so excited I forgot everything.
Darude Sandstorm.
No,
It's a little long. It's a little longer
you were
than I would
made
prefer,
for
but it's
loving me. Yeah, that song.
I don't know that
It's
one.
sort of
but-
like the beginning.
I
of
know
it.
that one.
Yeah, it's a very old song. But the beginning.
I like.
Well, you know, Ben. I mean, if it's too long, is the problem. We can always like fade it out sooner. You know, that's not major.
That's
issue,
true.
You know.
That's true. I mean, yeah. Again, that's another one that hits the tone.
Yeah,
like,
it really
I loved
does.
it.
right where I'm looking. Right where I'm looking at. Boyo.
That's a good one.
So good.
Next song.
What do you think, Gib? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I liked it. It was very well produced.
Yeah,
I think it was this like a better version of the one he already made.
it might have
'Cause
been.
it sounded familiar.
It might have been. He said this
Doesn't
was
it
a second
say-
submission.
Yeah, I
but,
was gonna say.
You know what? Let me check his SoundCloud real quick.
Oh well, if it's a remake, then I take back everything.
Oh,
nice
wait a
that
minute.
I said.
You know what? He made one called Crazy. Oh, that is very similar, but not exactly the same. Yep.
Oh, throw him in the
No,
garbage.
No, this is
No.
he's improving on his work.
Destroy him.
Ben.
Mining
How
his old
dare
work
you
for
make a
new
second
content.
draft.
Kill him.
Oh, he's improving on
Second
his
drafts
work.
for checkers.
You want to listen to his
fans.
previous one just for comparison?
Improving on his work.
Yes, I do.
You mean he wasn't as good as? You mean that he didn't have talent? He wasn't born with it?
I know that's
Fuck!
offensive. Yo, let's listen to his old one just for comparison's sake, just for fun. Okay, here. Go. Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, there was voices in it.
I kind of like this part of it.
Yeah, I missed this part
that
in the other one.
The other one doesn't have.
And I like that one too.
I kind of like that one. There's things I like about both of them, I guess.
This
Combine
dude,
it.
I like his
Combine
style.
This was the one. It was the super bassy. Was the newest version,
Yeah.
right? The super bass.
Yes.
I mean, I really like the vocals and the ha's.
Yeah,
but I also really like
his
the super
name is Eric
bassiness.
C. Bass, so of course his bass
That's
skills
true.
must
That's
be.
true.
Oh,
Hey, you know what
no.
I'll say, Eric?
He's C
I've
bass,
got-
he plays it.
I think you have a winner here if you make two changes. One, in some way add back those oohs
Delete.
and ahs because they're cool, and in two, put some sort of spoken word intro that is good in some way at like during the bass or something.
You know,
That's what I think.
here's my thought about words.
Yeah.
Is that most people don't have like a good singy or like voice. Not to be
Use
mean,
Microsoft Sam.
but like if we have like words baked, I would
Just
prefer.
pay us to sing.
Yeah, we're immaculate.
It's not that we're better, but like I don't know. The music
No, I
is
know what you
always
mean.
like great.
Yeah, I agree
People are
with-
good at making the
yeah.
music, but not necessarily the singing.
Yeah,
and
to
I
me-
prefer the ones that don't have the things, unless it's like very funny.
To
Yeah.
me, making a music track like one of these is like very far beyond what I would know how to do.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
I'm very impressed and a little confused by all of these. That's how I always feel.
Yep.
This is not my wheelhouse.
Well, all right. I mean, I don't know. Take that advice. Do what the fuck you want with it. In the meantime,
It was one more.
let's go to the next one. There's one more. Yeah. Let me see. This is from Das Biggles.
Das hat a lot of-
Das Biggles.
Oh, Das
Yeah,
Biggles, yes.
a barrel roll violet intro cut. All right, here we go. And a 1 and a 2 and a...
Whoa.
Ooh. We're in the future.
This is like a glitchy Steven Universe.
It is. Whoa. Okay. It's fading out.
That was neat.
That was
Wow.
that was cool.
Like today's submissions are just like killing it. I liked it, and not necessarily maybe for the theme, but just overall that was amazing.
Yeah, I was way into that too. That was really interesting.
I was thinking, been playing some Nuclear Throne, and that one brought me right to the Crystal Cave.
Mm.
Okay,
It's like I'm there.
I have
I'm there.
a small tiny question. If let's say I decide to do something for my channel, would that be okay?
I guess you'd have to take
You'd-
it up with
you'd
this
have to
guy,
ask-
you know?
Yeah, you
Like
have to
so,
ask
so
him.
ask him this guy. This is no guarantee, but if
I feel like your
Talk
odds
to
are
him,
good,
dog.
Mage, because in the description of the tweet it says violets for life. I'm assuming.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. I don't know. I get
I don't
what he did
wanna
make it for the
assume.
PCP. So
I wouldn't
it's fine.
assume, but I'm saying the odds are good.
We got his Twitter. You know, tweet at him, whatever. All right, well that's it. That's all the.
strangers.
That's all. He's not a stranger. He's a violet for life. He's a violent violet for life. Also he says, "P.S. Play God Hand," is his other note about the submission. So
No, I hate video games.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
fair. All right, well that's done. That's done. All right, let's go to the questions, guys. We're all done with this
Yeah.
shit. You got like 3 more weeks to get those themes in, everybody. So get to it.
I have a
Get to it.
question.
Oh, you
that I
do?
want
Oh,
to
that's
read
good.
out.
What do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got? Lay it on
It's
us.
by Chip Weisman. If you were all Sailor Scouts, like Sailor Moon, what celestial bodies would you represent,
Oh.
and why?
Ooh, that's great.
Also note, not limited to moons/planets. So
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm trying to think of one that's good.
I know exactly the one.
Wait, what was the question?
I would
if you were a
represent. I
Sailor
would
Scout,
represent.
what sort of celestial body would you represent?
I would represent the Pillars of Creation,
Oh,
which is a
Christ.
nebula.
All right.
What?
All right. Settle it down, Ben. Settle it
It's
down
a
over
fucking
here.
cool nebula. I want to be a cool nebula boy.
Yeah, all right. What is a nebula
I'd
anyway?
be
No one knows.
It's a cloud of fucking space gas.
That's pretty gay.
I was gonna describe it as space gas. I am actually right.
That's
Wow.
what it is. Well, it dust.
Don't-
Gas
Oh,
and
yeah.
dust.
Yeah. Oh,
Sometimes they congeal into suns.
Gib was saying something, right? What do you got?
I don't know. What do you think I am, planet-wise?
You be a Sailor Moon. I don't think that one's taken yet. That's open for business.
I have.
You're always...
I'd be a sailor. I'd be a pirate moon.
Like you're a sailor. Like you just have the hat, on a boat.
You know, sailor.
There you go.
I'm a pirate. I got a space submarine.
I'm just gonna Google cool ass celestial body.
While you're googling, I would be Sailor Meteor because I want to destroy the planet.
Whoa!
Oh, there she goes. There she goes.
On the other end of the spectrum, I would be Sailor Phobos, which is Mars moon, because that's like on a trajectory to crash into something and destroy itself. And that's my one.
Damn, that's a good one.
It is good though.
You know, I'll just go with Sailor Europa, because it's the moon where there might be life possibly orbiting around Jupiter, and that's pretty cool. I like that.
The sound Europa. It sounds homely.
European? Yeah.
That was the
Agreed.
joke.
Yeah, fair enough.
So one other question. I found it funny.
Sailor Black Hole.
Oh, that's a good one. Though super edgy. That's like if Shadow the Hedgehog were a Sailor Scout, he would definitely be Sailor Black Hole.
Edgiest boy.
No doubt.
Also known as Ryuko Matoi.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, you're absolutely right. She is Sailor Black Hole. Making Satsuki Sailor Sun? I guess? White hole. Ooh. She's got a nice white hole, if you know what I'm talking about. What does that even mean? I don't know. All right, moving on.
I guess I don't know what you mean.
I don't know either.
There's another.
It just means it's well lit. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys? Are you?
I'm just gonna put out there. I'm talking bleached asshole. That's what I'm thinking. Is what just bringing it home. All right. Anyway, there you go.
A quick question is like Batsling asks, how many mages does it take to screw in a light bulb? And it has like 4 people with the emoji of shit. And I just thought of
Oh no, mage! No, bad questions are banned. We're trying to elicit good questions.
I see a pretty good question here on the Twitter,
Okay.
so this is gonna be our pity
By the way,
question.
Dancer's one.
One. There you go.
By Two Fry McGuy. Hashtag AskPCP. Have you guys ever been caught up in a fad or trend that you regret or are embarrassed about? Besides MLP, of course.
Yes.
That's funny.
Well, I'm not embarrassed about that. That was very funny.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
I mean, I would never be embarrassed with that sweet TBAP Patreon money rolling in week after week to this day.
Proud ex-brony here. Wait, no.
I'm not ashamed or regretful.
I never called myself a brony.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad to put it behind me, I guess. But
okay, well, aside from
I was really into this movement called homosexuality for a while. That looking back on it may have been a poor choice.
I was really big into Gamergate, and I think they made some good points in hindsight. That's a joke, by the way. I was not actually a Gamergate.
Well, there you go.
But I was into the Nazi Party. In World War II, we might have heard of it.
Indeed.
No.
Anime. That was an embarrassing, terrible phase of my life. I liked anime. Liked video games for a little while. That was a mistake.
I guess I was... I don't know. I can't really think of anything. Like...
okay, I was just... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm here. Go ahead. I'm still thinking.
I was tweeting pictures. I was at our parents' house helping them get my shit out of there because they're moving. I tweeted some pictures of some of my old junk. I'm not really that... It probably should be embarrassed about it. Okay, some of it I don't think is that embarrassing, like my marble collection. Those are nice.
Sure.
But then some other stuff... some of those are pretty cool, by the way. Got some Lutzes? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But then there's some other stuff that I probably should be embarrassed about. Like my collection of fucking goth jewelry from
now we're
Hot
talking.
Topic.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I got a sword with a dragon on it. Like, forget about it. And then Celtic Cross. Fuck yeah. And the big pile of fucking brightly colored, like many of them have like Japanese symbols on them. Like nylon oversized nylon Hawaiian shirts.
I had a bunch of those too, dude.
Middle and high school.
Yeah.
Well, mostly middle.
That was my life.
I wore my share of those as well. Yep.
I was sad. I was sad to let them go, but I was like, this needs to be in the past and stay there.
Should have busted him out, dude. One more round.
I almost wanted to.
I had a phase myself. It was around the time where like all these labels like the goth prep emo jock yada yada were like hitting Lithuania. At least it was new to me and my circle of friends and whatnot. And like all the magazines that my friends bought and I was too poor to buy, like they were talking about all these, fashion, whatever. And like I sort of, for a short while, I considered myself goth because I dressed in black. But
yeah,
I wasn't like, it was like the fashion. After a while I actually learned what a goth is, other than like, it's not just dressing black. There's a certain style and fashion and stuff like that. And after I learned it, it was like, oh, that's kind of silly. I'm gonna be like a punk goth. Like, because like in those magazines and whatnot, it said like, female goths had like all dresses or skirts, long skirts, and, lots of makeup and whatnot. I was not about that. I like dressing in black, and I was more like baggy trousers with like lots of pockets in them, and like a black shirt with a edgy ass dragon on it, and like I dyed the tips of my hair red. I wanted it full black, but my mom didn't let me.
Very Ryuko.
I settled for the tips being red.
This is
and
I also
started
after your
collecting.
feral period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was in my teen, like I was a teen, a young teen, I think 13 or so, and I also collected skulls, well, rather like skull-related accessories.
Oh, okay. I thought like literal human skulls
I would
that
punch
littered
through
the
their
Lithuanian
eye
country.
socket, skull out of their head
that I find in the streets.
Yeah.
That was like the
After
violent violence finishing move.
Yeah, exactly.
I come back weeks later to my victims after they've had time for the skin.
Well,
to
isn't
slough
that a
off.
Mortal Kombat finisher where you rip the skull out of somebody's head? I think somebody has that. If Mage was in Mortal Kombat, that would be her finishing move for sure.
Somebody mod Mortal Kombat 9 or whatever. Get Mage in there.
Yeah, that'd be good. Take that. There's that girl who already wears purple with the big scary mouth. Wouldn't be too hard.
I was a goth. I was a big goth.
Yeah.
I had all the things. The
brother.
hair, the eyes things.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was surely a goth back in the day. I wasn't a goth. I was boring. But I want people to draw me as a goth because it's really funny.
That is really funny. Draw us all as goths, everybody. Being goths
the
is
most
cool
embarrassing
now.
The most embarrassing thing about me is that I wasn't part of a stupid, embarrassing thing, and I don't have any funny stories.
Oh no!
I was just like I'm kind of shy and timid, and I did as I was told, and then school was over, and I was like, oh,
That's what I was like.
I didn't have any funny, silly things that I could look back on and be like, oh no, cringe. Like I was just. I had brown hair and I didn't do anything.
When I think about like what made me cringe as a youth, it was like my attitude more than anything. Because like I liked like Transformers and like when I was like 8 or 9 or something, I was really into like Power Rangers. I don't see anything to be embarrassed about being like a kindergartner who's into like Power Rangers or anything. And like I liked anime ever since I was like 10. I still do. So, you can be a mid-level ashamed about that just in general, but unironically I'm just not. So I'm totally over that. So I don't really
sort of
know.
Reminded me.
Yeah.
A thing I'm not necessarily ashamed of now, but I used to be at that point. Like, I know I was over 8 years old, and remember, I was a tall boy.
Right.
I used to really like coloring books, and I was really embarrassed about buying coloring books at that age because I felt like I was too old, or at least looked too old to buy coloring books for myself. So
that is so adorable. It's like go to the store to buy coloring books for yourself to color in. It's never even crossed my mind that one would do such a thing. But that's super adorable. I love that.
They have like legit coloring books that are like,
a type of coloring books I really like.
There are adult coloring books, aren't they? Isn't that like a thing?
Oh, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
Are they? Okay, all right.
Oh, they're just like a bunch of shapes.
Mage.
Yeah.
Did you color them all in
I was
purple?
gonna say, like you would
Over the
go from
lines.
like the crayon box to the coloring pencil box to the markers, and
No.
every purple color.
You would
be
get a whole
gone.
thing of like 20 different colors,
no,
but you would throw them all away and keep the purple one.
No, my purple phase started in my teenhood. Like what I would buy, the favorite type of coloring books I used to like. They were like paper dolls, and you could like put like you cut them out like, and then there's clothes. You can cut them out and put them on them like for paper dolls, but you color them in yourself. And like I was really into making paper dolls at that time, and like I even made like Dragon Ball Z dolls. I remember I made one of Vegeta.
Of
like
who?
Goku and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Vegeta, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, like me and my friends were like all about that making paper doll craze, and we would make our own clothes and color them in and stuff like that. And those paper dolls were like more official looking, of course, because we couldn't draw for shit. But it was really great. I was a big fan, and it was embarrassing.
Anybody else want to chime in on this, or I got another question? It's pretty good.
Oh, I've got another question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
This is by Rugai in the Procrastinators Lounge. He says, let's say you want to have a specific character traits. How do you do that? Do you force certain behavior in your everyday life, or what? I thought this was really interesting, because, like,
wait,
I have had similar thoughts. He's asking, like, if you want to be a certain way, to have, like, to be a certain way in, like, normal life without trying, do you have to force it all the time
Yes.
and until it sticks?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because I've never managed to really do that.
Yeah, same. Like,
I think everything that is like accidental.
The only time in my life I succeeded in this kind of a quest of consciously trying to change myself was with my, like, forcing myself to go out and, like, talk to girls in college. And I didn't even succeed anywhere near, like, the stuff I was, like, reading at the time about, like, how to be more, social and stuff was, like, telling me to. But it long-term manifested in a much larger degree of, like, willingness to, like, talk to people and, like, do things and, like, kind of take initiative in life. So even at the time, it wasn't, like, a huge change right then and there, but I did actively have to force myself to do things differently, and I do believe I changed majorly long-term as a result of taking those actions. Yeah.
I think if you force yourself to regularly engage in a behavior,
It becomes habit.
you were not,
becomes habit.
it will definitely have an effect.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, guys, I do agree with you, but I think it still takes a certain type of person to do that, because for me personally, I had some personal experience with it. I tried forcing something, and it's just like at some point I came to the conclusion, like I was failing despite constantly trying, but at a certain point I came to the conclusion, like I am trying this and I'm forcing myself to do this, but at what point am I living a lie? Because it was stressing me out, and I know I'll never be this person that I'm trying to be, despite all these attempts. And like even if I was successful, then I'll have to go on being this person, and I don't feel comfortable being this despite wanting to be this.
Well,
so I stopped.
one is reminded of the adage of the oak tree that groweth tall and true, and as it grows, you can shape it and kind of guide it along a certain path. But once it's grown too far, if you try to bend it in a certain way, as opposed to how it's already started to grow, then it can bend to a degree, but eventually it will snap, or it could just not. It just might not go that way.
Yeah. I think like certain things can be changed. For instance, like wanting to be able to speak more or speak up more, or if it's speak faster, something like those things. You can definitely.
Well, Major, are
push
you making
yourself.
this point about people or about yourself?
No, not people. I mean,
Okay.
just general. I just speaking because you were talking about how you speaking to girls and stuff.
Yeah.
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 You can force yourself to change certain things like that, but they're like.
Because that was hell. That was absolute hell.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah.
the change did happen eventually, it did manifest in some way, but there like some things that are more core to you, like core personality traits.
Sure,
that,
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
that linger to you, and it's like maybe some people are managing to change it legitimately, but some people might end up living a lie, and you just have to notice, which one are you, and at some point, and make the decision: do you want to keep living a lie, or do you just want to try and be yourself and see where that leads you?
I agree. Anybody else?
Trying to think if I've ever. I mean, I feel like I have done a lot of not doing that in the recent past. Like a lot of like meaning to like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna start being like that, and just it's not even that it doesn't work, just that it doesn't. It's a total non-starter and doesn't happen.
Yeah,
that's been me for a long time now.
I think certain people just tend to like be better doing things one at a time. Like instead of regimenting their life in ways to improve it, they should just set up situations where in the future they know that they will likely do like something in particular. Like I'm trying to think of an example, but like instead of like regimenting your diet, having someone else force you to like or like take like lock a certain cupboard so that you can't get something, and so you'll naturally do something else. Like to set up your life in a way that you do what you usually do, but in a way that benefits you rather than...
That's kind of what I do. That's how I kind of get stuff done, with like deadlines arbitrary that are just like for example, like today, I just promised my girlfriend, because I thought it would be helpful, and it is, that I would count all my calories today. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a shit. But for some reason, when I promise someone that I will do something, it does get done. It's when I leave it kind of like vague and up in the air. That like, yeah, like I should definitely count my calories today. Then I just won't do it. And but you know, once I promise someone, it gets done. It gets done. I don't know. So that's that kind of mechanism of tricking myself, kind of forcing myself to do it. But I've just recognized that I need that.
I think if I try to promise things to people, I will just... I think I avoid making promises in the first place because I'm afraid that if I do mess up enough times, my promises will start to mean nothing. And then I can't do that anymore.
That's kind of the motivating factor.
Stakes.
Yeah,
that's the stakes
there
that
has to be stakes, I think.
From breaking said promise, right?
Yeah.
Or that's the idea anyway.
For me, yeah.
Because like I could promise that I will make a video or something, but then I won't care about it at some point, and then I'm like, well, now I promised I would do it.
I do it with stuff that's
when's
like...
Rayman 2?
Sure. I do it with stuff like today, I promise I will go to the gym. Like, I've done that, and Michelle, like, doesn't give a shit. It's helpful for me. Once I've said I'm doing it, like, because this is something I want to do, is not any more time than, like, I wanted to spend doing it anyway, and it's just, like, a regular thing, but it's just a helpful mental trick that I use on myself.
Yeah, like, people used to say, like, something similar, like, back in school, like, when people wanted to cheat and, you know, write down, somewhere secretly, like, the answers and stuff. Like, actually writing down those answers helps you memorize them. So it's just the power of, like, you know, saying it out loud or writing it down. It's just, like, makes it more official and it sticks with you a bit more than just thinking it.
Sounds rice to me. I said sounds rice to me because I'm currently adding brown rice to my calorie calculator. Got him.
What sort of calorie calculator do you have? Is it like online or something?
This is called, you can get on your phone. It's called MyFitnessPal, and there's also ones called Lose It, and there's a bunch of them. But I like MyFitnessPal, and all it is it's just a thing. You type in like how many calories you want to eat for that day. So like that's, you know, you got to figure that out. But there's lots of tools to do that. And then you just you go in, and like whenever you eat a food, you just pull up the diary, the tracker, and you type in. Look, I had brown rice, chicken, and broccoli for lunch today, so I'm typing in brown rice. Gonna add that. How much I had? Like I had like a cup and a half or something. That's like 150 calories. Chicken, it's like 200 calories, and broccoli, 20 calories. Something like that.
Sounds cool. I'll actually try it out. Because
it is hugely helpful.
The issue with Lithuanian food, they don't actually list how many calories. Unlike in England,
that's brutal.
Everything has listed how many calories the food has, and like
fuck them, dog. Go outside the system, get this app. It's super helpful.
Yeah.
Someone called Everyone Bobo asks, when is Ben going full homeless boy?
Okay.
What a puss.
What a bust?
What a puss.
Oh, what a puss.
I don't know what he's getting at. Never. I'm actually fucking ironclad.
Could he have that confused with Tom, perhaps?
I know. Maybe he's talking about me.
I feel like maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Are you in
Tom,
are you in Braintree?
Tom is our local homeless boy.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm probably leaving tomorrow, I think.
That's what you said last week.
I keep things keep changing. 'Cause I keep having to like my orders that I keep ordering to get all the last stuff for the car. It keeps getting pushed back further and further. I'm like, oh, I guess
So
not.
wait,
Just be homeless, you coward.
I know.
is the house actually? Are you actually kicked out of the house, or are you choosing to leave? Like, are you staying until you get the car?
Sounds like
or
this is
until you have
a
to go?
downhill slope, and he's gonna have to leave eventually or something, right?
It's complicated.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question. I got a question here. It's a good one. Here it is. It's from Acid Biggie, and this is a deep one. Do you think the PCP is a good influence on people?
No.
I saw that.
I think podcasts in general are a waste of time.
What if you do it? What if you do it
That's
while
true.
working out?
That's
you know,
true.
Like,
That's true.
what if you literally do it while working out?
If you're doing while doing something else, yes,
Okay.
but a lot of people don't do that.
Sure.
I think that people are gonna get whatever they're looking for out of it. You know,
yeah.
like
It's
like
entertainment,
anything.
like most entertainment is just
Yeah, I think we
kind
have our
of-
good and
kind of
bad
just
moments.
Fills time and it's fun, but like I wouldn't say we're changing people's lives in like a profound way, except when they're depressed and they feel better. Like we're doing what entertainment.
Well, you know,
does.
one of my favorite things was this like Fit Boy thing that we did recently with the fitness podcast and whatnot, and a bunch of people seemed motivated. And even if they only tried it out a little bit, the handful of people who did that, I mean, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good effect.
Even if they just went for one.
Even if they went for one jog, they now have the experience of what a jog is like under their belt if they've never done it before,
Yeah.
and they can build on that.
Yeah.
You know, I think you know, it's only one episode.
I think that it is. You know, I think it's like I think people are going to get what they're going to get out of it.
I pretty much agree with that.
People are going to get what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Like if you're an art guy and you listen to this for like inspiration to do more art, then like that's what you're going to get. Am I making any fucking sense here?
You are.
Yes.
Like, I
Okay.
think a lot of the people, like, I don't know, would people who, like, let's say just like an insane person who has like a crazy worldview is going to listen to this, like, what's more likely? That they'll, like, be converted to, like, yes, rational discourse, yes, everything's good. I mean, not that we even necessarily do that, but, like, if we did that, versus, or are they just going to be like, well, I mean, I'm not going to listen to these guys, you know, I'm out. I'm going to go listen to whatever validates my opinion. That's probably what's going to happen, you know, for the most part. But it's the people that you already got in your web that you can give positive messages to. Like our whole thing about school. We can be a little bit over the top about how evil school is, but I do think it's an actually good service to do to encourage people to be really critical of what they're going to get out of like investing in an education, like a post-secondary education, and, you know, saving themselves money and, you know, trying other stuff before committing on that, especially if they don't actually know what they want to do. And, you know, there's, like, things like that. Like, I would... everyone thinks they're a good guy in their own mind. I don't say anything, except possibly as jokes, which I do a lot. I don't say anything that I don't think is going to make the world better, like, is true or good. You know, again, unless it's like a joke that's obviously for that purpose. So, like, I mean, I would argue that anyone who acts more like me is acting, like, in a more good way. So, like, in that sense, I definitely think it's, like, a positive influence for people who...
You want people to be like you.
And I think everyone wants people to be like... Well, okay, some people don't want that, but yeah.
I see a question.
Okay.
How much truth do you think there is behind the notion... Oh, this is by Kajoro Bitterthorn. How much truth do you think there is behind the notion you get more if you pay more? What matters more to you, the objective or the experience around it? Example, tasty cheap meal versus the same thing and a fancy restaurant with great ambiance, presentation, etc. I think that you do not get more if you pay more, basically at all. Like you have to pay a bit to get like good stuff, like food that is actually nutritious and not bullshit, for example. Yeah. But beyond that very low requirement, I think that anything other than food, anything other than nutriment to sustain your body and 4 walls and a roof over your head is an unnecessary luxury and pure vanity and totally unnecessary. And you're kidding yourself if you think otherwise.
I mean, I think he's
and a computer
that, like,
and a fucking internet.
Of course,
there you go. I did it.
the getting more doesn't necessarily mean like more bang for one's buck, but like more satisfaction. Like, is it better to just sustain yourself with food, or is it better to have a lovely meal?
I think it's a personal.
That costs a lot more.
I personally don't care about a lovely meal hardly.
Right. It depends on what you're looking for.
Um,
If you're someone who gets enjoyment out of that atmosphere and stuff, then of course you're gonna get more value out of that. But if it's someone like me who doesn't give a fuck, I'm just gonna go there and feel uncomfortable and be like, I'm just wasting my money. You know.
Yeah. Why did I spend?
I've gone to the melting pot before
plate of asparagus
for like one of my friend's birthdays, and like I was disgusted over the fact that like I have this like dinky meal that I'm cooking myself and I have to pay $150 for. This is retarded.
Oh, like a Korean barbecue or something like that?
It was, I don't know. I think it's like, they just have...
Was it a fondue place?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And
okay,
it was just,
okay.
It was retarded, and I never want to go back in my life.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't like... I a lot of the time, especially with food, because you eat it and then you shit it, and shit doesn't... Shit's not good, so now I've ruined it. I've ruined this stuff that I spent all this money on.
Well, it's not ruined.
Useless. Flush it down the toilet.
It's sustaining your body.
But like I feel
wasted.
A lot of the
Wasted
time when I
body.
pay money that's expensive, I think about how much I was ripped off and how cheaper it could have been somewhere else, or like how if I went to the right shop where it's like a local family restaurant where they just do things better because they're like, you know, the old lady with the Italian special recipe. She just, hey, I'm gonna do the special sauce, and she does the thing, and it's like, they do it cheaper because they're a small restaurant, but they do it better because they're good. And I'm like, if only I found that restaurant instead of wherever I am, then it would be. I'm always thinking, fuck. They got my money, and dang it, I don't like
you
that.
know, but there's something to be said.
It's a bad feeling.
There's something to be said for rolling up to a fancy restaurant, you know, getting your tiny little slivers of meat and asparagus, sitting across from a beautiful dame, and looking out the window at you, rabble, gazing in at me at this wonderful restaurant, you know, just enjoying my social superiority.
I'm looking through the window and mocking you for being a fucking retard.
And I'm mocking you for being a poor boy. Look at this child. Look at this man.
It's not the having the thing, it's the knowing that others don't have it.
It works when you have like a significant other to take there to impress them. No. But going there alone is like, what am I fucking doing in a restaurant?
Yeah, going alone is kind of like, okay, I wanna eat my input. Like, I generally sort of like the idea of sort of a fancy restaurant and a fancy meal, but at the same time, when I actually think about going to, it's like, nah, man, I don't want to pay that much for that little. And it's just like, I'm hungry, dude. I want to have a nice meal, but like not for that much. I like the aesthetics. I like the idea behind it, but it's like fancy restaurants are usually mega super expensive. So no.
The fucking thing I hate the most is when I'm traveling and I'm in the airport and I'm like, well, I have to eat.
Oh.
How much are they gonna extort out of me?
And it's like the shittiest food as well. It's like a fucking panini heated in the microwave, €5. It's just.
I usually go to like the convenience store if there is one and like get a pre-made like sandwich and a packet of crisps, and it's like those are usually like guaranteed to be normal and understandable and edible.
I gotta go to the convenience store. I gotta get me some of that 0-calorie Arizona iced tea, $1 a can.
You know what's good though, baby. Guys? You know what's good though? All you can eat buffets. I love those.
Well, sure.
I never been to one.
Really?
Because he's a British boy, you know.
No, I've been.
But do they not have those in England?
No, they do.
I've never seen one.
I've been in one. This is the first time I've been in an all-you-can-eat buffet. Was in England. I actually, Me and my boyfriend later, we sometimes go to Pizza Hut. They have like all-you-can-eat pizza between 12 and like 3 or something. No,
Oh my god!
from when they opened.
Oh my
till
God.
3
How much does
p.m.
that cost? Just out of curiosity, to get all you can eat pizza.
For one person, it's £750, so that's like, I don't know, $9-10.
That doesn't sound bad. That does not sound bad.
Like the pizza, one single pizza is more pricey than the all you
exactly.
can eat.
Nate, did you know that they have that at
And I could
Papagino's
eat
now?
much more than a single
Yeah.
pizza in a sitting.
Did you know they have all you can eat buffet at Papagino's now?
They do? What
It's
the fuck?
It's $6.
$6?
Yeah.
What?
That
And they
doesn't
give
make
you-
any sense.
Jesus, I am never been more
They
happy.
they
to be
give you
back
the slice
in
pie
New
slices
England.
too, so the big ones, and you can also get pasta.
You know what they do? You know what they're doing?
I've got.
They're expecting you to have social anxiety to prevent you from going up to ask for another pizza. Ben, go to
Those
Papagino's.
fools.
Yeah.
Report back.
But you know that's not a problem.
course.
I've done it before. We've gotten entire
I'm
slice
gonna look where the
pies and
closest
then some.
Papagino's
It's great.
is.
You guys should go.
The good
you guys should
thing
go.
about the Pizza Hut, you just go get the slices yourself. You don't have to bother anyone.
Well,
for
see, I like
extra
that.
pizza.
I do like that.
That is a
There's
good-
nothing-
that is a good
there's
benefit
less
of
standing
Pizza Hut.
between
And
me
there's,
and my
like,
infinite pizza.
A lot of different pizzas as well. I like to vary it up. Biter just eats like the one pepperoni pizza, maybe margarita if they have margarita.
I like
So-
margarita.
I think the reason I've never been to an all-you-can-eat buffet is because I don't eat that much, and I
Yeah.
don't think I would get. I think I would actually lose money by going to one of those things because I would eat like less food than it costs to get
It
in.
really depends on the buffet. Another buffet I've been to that closed down was the actual first one I've been to when I came to live in England. Was the Chinese food buffet, and I just sort of dug into like the food they had, like, what's it called? Like, not snacks, but the food you have before the main dish.
Appetizer?
Appetizers.
Yeah, I really love the appetizers so much. I would just get my fill in appetizers.
Oh man, I went.
But
to,
it was really
I went
cheap.
to,
It was like £4.50, I think.
I went out for Pokemon Community Day, catching Squirtles. Got my fucking purple shiny Blastoise with the sunglasses with Kazi. I was out with Kazi.
I got
at
a
the
bunch of
Boston
squirts,
Commons.
but no shinies.
Yeah, there were quests. There were quests that let you get like.
Man, what the
fucking-
fuck? All right, whatever.
Sunglasses, boys.
Yeah, I got my fucking killer Blastoise. It's sick. Anyway, the point is, I went to PF Chang's, and I just ate doing keto. Just ate fucking rib. I just got 2 orders of appetizer spare ribs. I ate one. I got one for $6, and I ate it, and I was like, "That was great. I want more food, but I don't want a side dish. I'm just gonna get a second set of ribs." It was only $12 for like a shit ton of fucking ribs. And it was
Sounds
really
pretty
great.
good.
Highly recommended.
Alright, enough. This is almost 3
All
hours.
right, he's
Yeah.
right. He's right.
Oh.
Let
I
me.
need to go to bed.
That sounds good.
Oh god.
And now I'm really hungry,
like
but I
2
have
Yeah,
to go
me,
to bed.
me
5 in the
too.
morning
This is
for
a
you.
terrible
I
question to end
I
on.
haven't fucking eaten all day, so thanks, guys.
Let me end this episode on a prayer. I found this randomly
Yes.
on Twitter. It's from @chorpsaway, and here it is. This is Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, and I quote, "I just don't get it. You can't have a boneless chicken wing. It's just a saucy chicken nugget at that point." Thank you, everyone, for being on this episode of the Procrastinators podcast. Have a good day. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. $5 for all the bonus episodes. $1 to get in our extra special patron chat. And then the world's your oyster above that. What else? Redbubble. There's some shirts. Go buy them. You know, that's cool. You could buy that fucking bonus content from RadCon. Go check out the RadCon shit if you haven't. Watch the playlist. Don't be lame. Be cool. That's my recommendation for you. All right, that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time with an extra dank meme. Yeah, get ready for that, everybody. All right, I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm
Oof.
supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now. But I'm not working. I'm doing nothing. My dick I'm jerking. Myself I'm so